Welcome to the Farmers Union Insurance Pregame Show. I'm Lauren Hill, joined by Ken Oda and Evan Epstein, and we are getting you ready for Game 2 against the Aberdeen Wings back here on the Pepsi Rink in the Mesa Arena. So the first game against Aberdeen didn't go the way that we expected it to. The rivalry runs deep, obviously. Ken, you've talked endlessly about it, especially because we are approaching playoffs. What are you hoping for to see tonight?
Well, I think last night we talked about it in the pregame show a little bit, that we were expecting a desperate Aberdeen team, and that's what we saw, a team that's fighting for their playoff lives, and a Toros team that maybe didn't put forth the best effort, knowing that they've pretty much not officially clinched a playoff spot, but they're in that battle in the top three and maybe expected an easier opponent than they've got.
Yeah, Toros have to play better defensively. Prior to last weekend in Watertown, Toros hadn't given up 4 goals in a game since December 20th. They've now given up 15 over the past 3 games. That needs to be resolved if the Toros want to pick up a win tonight.
All right, and let's take a look at the recap of last night's 6-3 loss against the Aberdeen Wings.
Here's the Farmers Union Insurance recap. It was Cade Moxham getting the Aberdeen Wings on the board first, as Moxham found the back of the net just 3 minutes and 53 seconds into the first period to give the Wings a 1-0 lead. Moxham would strike again just minutes later. A rebound came off the shot of Luke Backel. Moxham got it on the left wing, and Moxham able to fire it in to give the Wings an early 2-0 lead. With time ticking down in the first period, Landon Fleming would have the response for the Toros as Yahala slid it through the slot. It got through O'Hanneson, and Fleming fires it into the back of the net as the Toros cut the deficit to 1 heading into the first intermission. Toros would tie the game up at 2. Behind the goal line, Ian Spencer chipping it up into the air, and John Small whacks it out of midair into the back of the net as it's tied up at 2. But Matthew Martin Goodrow would get out on the 2-on-1. Ty James committing to the pass, so Martin Goodrow takes the shot up over the blocker side of Lucas Vadine, and the Aberdeen Wings get back out to a 3-2 lead. They would expand upon that lead in the third period. Just 2 minutes and 33 seconds into the period, it was Owen Pitters firing one in as the Wings led 4-2. Gavin Middendorf would have the response for the Toros. Middendorf using his speed on the right side to drive in to the net. Middendorf cutting the deficit to 4-3. However, Jack McDonough would extend the Wings' lead back up to 5-3, and then Cade Moxham added on the empty netter as Moxham picked up a hat trick on the night, and the Wings would go on to win by a final score of 6-3.
All right, well, now let's turn our attention back to tonight's game with a look at the updated Noodles numbers brought to you by Noodles & Company of Minot. So with last night's loss, our Toros are 34-11-1 as they stand at 3rd in the Central Division, as the Aberdeen Wings are 25-19-1 as they stand at 5th in the Central Division.
Yeah, Toros lose their first game of the season to Aberdeen. What's wild is the Toros had only given up 1 goal to the Wings all year long prior to last night. The Wings put up 6, so hopefully the numbers will come back down to earth. Toros really have the edge in all of the numbers coming into play tonight, despite last night's 6-3 loss.
Yeah, Toros have a huge advantage on special teams, but it didn't play out on the ice last night. The Wings were able to pick up the power play goal, and the Toros were held off the board when they were on the power play.
All right, Minotauros fans, it is time to look at our Minotauros Booster Club players to watch, and I'm going to kick it off with my choice tonight of Landon Fleming. He did have that first goal in the game last night. He also had 5 shots on goal. He was hot just all night. He knew what he was doing, and Fleming was on point, so I believe he will be another player to watch tonight.
Yeah, Lauren, I agree. I thought he was a bright spot last night in an otherwise lackluster game for most of the Toros. He was good not just in the offensive zone, but I thought he made several good first passes out of the D zone as well. I'm going with a guy I think we've probably overlooked quite a bit as a group on this pregame show, Billy Batten. Just a consistent producer for the Toros, a quiet member of that Yohala and O'Hanneson line, the 2 guys who went to top prospects. Of course, Small, Spencer, Mindorf, they've gotten a ton of press, but Billy Batten's been a consistent point producer for the Toros all year long. Had an assist last night. I look for him to continue to produce and maybe get some of the attention he deserves.
I'm going to go with the leading point scorer for the Toros, Ian Spencer. You look at that second goal to tie the game up, and it was Small that whacked it in, but it was Ian Spencer to set him up from behind the net. Spencer crashing in on a lot of pucks, good play defensively, and in the offensive zone for the Toros. He picked up his 16th point over the past 12 games as he has been red hot as of late.
Always a good pick when we're here in the Mesa Arena. But that'll bring us to our home key group keys to the game. Ken, what are your keys to tonight's game?
Yeah, my first home key group key to the game, 7:35 start. We've talked about it. It seems like a lot lately. In the rare times we have gotten to play at home, Toros have started slow in this building. I think we need to see a group that comes out tomorrow ready to go from the drop of the puck. My second home key group key to the game, clean exits. You look at the power play goal they gave up early in the third. Toros had the puck on their stick, failed to get out of their zone. It ends up in the back of the net. The other third period goal, besides the empty netter, Toros had the puck behind their own net, turned it over in front, and it ends up in the back of the net. Once the Toros have possession of the puck, they need to get out of their zone. If they allow Aberdeen to take the puck back, it's creating offensive chances. And then you've already got your forwards rushing up ice. The defensemen, they were rushing up ice. They have to stop, turn back around, and it leads to some very good scoring chances for the Wings. And the third home key group key to the game, discipline. Ian Spencer, a couple of undisciplined penalties, both while he was falling down last night in the third period. A couple other penalties as well from this Toros group that were uncharacteristic. It's not often you see the Toros have to kill 4 or 5 power play chances in a single game, and it seems like they've been doing that a lot more lately.
All right, Minotauros fans, it's time to take out your phones and pull up the Toros mobile app for your chance to win prizes throughout tonight's game, starting with our 4 Bears Sportsbook over-unders. Our first one is total Toros power play opportunities over-under 3.5.
I'm going to take the over here. The Wings typically commit a lot of penalties, although they didn't last night. I know there were a couple of calls that could have gone either way, but I think the Toros are going to have at least 4 power play opportunities tonight.
Yeah, I agree. I think we can expect to see the Toros come out with a better effort, possess the puck more. The more you possess the puck, the more often you get to go on the power play. So I'm hoping for a better effort from the Toros tonight.
Yeah, I agree, Evan, bringing up the fact that they have usually just are always in the penalty box. I definitely think that we're going to have more than 3.5 power play opportunities, especially considering how we played last night. That'll bring us to our second one, which is total Toros goals over under 3.5.
I'm going to take the over here. Toros scoring over 3.5 goals a game all season long. Last night they went under. You would think it's unlikely that they're going to go under 2 nights in a row. So I'll take the over.
Yeah, I'm going to go over as well. We kind of saw a similar situation last week in Watertown where we lost on Friday and we came back kicking and screaming on Saturday. And I think that's going to happen again here tonight. So over.
I'm going to take the over as well, although Wings goalie Gavin Granuk had a very good debut holding the Toros to just 3 goals last night. I think the Toros come out with a lot of steam tonight, and the Toros are going to get on the board in a big way, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them put up 5 or 6.
All right, I like it. And the last one is total Toros defenseman goals over under 0.5. I chose a defenseman last night, and I'm choosing one tonight. I have to go over. I can't go against my own player here. So yeah, over.
I'm going to take the over as well. Landon Fleming had the goal tonight, and I think what you saw from the Toros where they were taking a lot of shots from just inside the blue line. Typically, it's going to be defenders that are firing those pucks in there from long distance, sometimes looking for tips out in front, sometimes just looking to screen that puck through. And Lauren, I agree. I think a defenseman is going to find the back of the net for the Toros.
And yeah, I'll make it all of us in agreement. I think we saw a lot of offense for the Toros come low to high last night. Ian Spencer fed a puck out front. John Small scored a goal. Billy Batten fed a puck from below the goal line up to Landon Fleming, scored a goal. Toros, if they can work that puck from below the goal line up top to the defenseman, I think we'll see some offensive opportunities. And so for that reason, I'm going over. That'll bring us to the McDonald's Toros trivia question. Who is the Toros' all-time leader with 12 assists? Against the Aberdeen Wings, was it Derek Frentz, Christian Mose, Chase Springman, or Alex Adams? Any guesses?
Ooh, I'm going to be honest. I recognize 2 of these names. I've heard more about Christian Mose than I've heard about Derek Frentz, so I'm going to go with Christian Mose.
Well, I'm going to pick one of the 4 options this time. I'll go with Alex Adams.
All right. Well, Ken, Evan, do you have any final thoughts on tonight's game against the Aberdeen Wings?
Yeah, I think the Toros need to come out of the gate hot. I know we've said it each and every pregame show, but that's the opposite of what happened last night. The Wings got 2 early goals from Cade Moxham, and while the Toros were able to claw back 2-2, I mean, falling in a 2-goal deficit really puts a damper on the evening. If the Toros can get out to the early advantage, I think they'll be able to maintain it.
13-game winning streak was fun, but really, you can undo that by falling into a slump after it. I think it's important for the Toros to come back and get another split and then hopefully get hot as we roll into March.
I like it. All right, that'll do it for the Farmers Union Insurance pregame show. We'll now turn it over to Josh Carlock for these tonight's starting lineups.
Good evening, Toro fans. The Minot Minotauros welcome you to the Pepsi Rink at Mesa Arena for tonight's matchup between the Aberdeen Wings and your Minot Minotauros. Are you ready for some Minotauros hockey? Welcome to the ice, your Minot Minotauros! Now it's time to meet your SRT Communications starting lineup. And go from Nisquanya, New York, number 33, Will Mizenko. On defense from Oregon, Wisconsin, number 77, Landon Fleming. On defense from Ancaster, Ontario, number 42, Adam Muller. At left wing from Phoenixville, Pennsylvania, number 34, Billy Batten. At center from Roma, Finland, number 10, Jesse Uhala. And at right wing from Troy, Michigan, number 7, Jack Henderson. And your Magic City Discovery Center captains, Blake Grubbs and Tucker Zebo. Your Toros are led by head coach Cody Campbell. He is assisted by Tyler Ebner and Wyatt Ozalenchuk. Toro fans, at this time we ask that you rise as you are able as the Minot Air Force Base Honor Guard presents our nation's colors. Performing the anthem is Elijah Robertson.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? The Minot Minotauros look for revenge over the Aberdeen Wings after falling 6-3 in Game 1 last night, as we welcome you into the Pepsi Rink here at Mesa Arena. Hello everyone, I'm Evan Epstein alongside Ken Oda. Ken, we talked about it in the pregame show, and we talk about it all the time here at the Pepsi Rink. The Toros need to get out to a better start tonight than they did last night, as they fell into an early 2-0 hole.
Yeah, you almost have to by default, right? Last night's game did not go well for the Toros, allowing 2 goals in less than 10 minutes to fall behind in that 2-goal hole, which ended up, if you don't count the empty netter, being the margin of victory. So for the Toros, a better start, a big key tonight. We'll see if they have it in them. They responded well last Saturday to the losing streak on Friday night to Watertown. Hopefully this Toro group able to bounce back again.
And it's Will Mazenko between the pipes for the Toros for the second Saturday in a row. Last Saturday made 25 saves, allowed 4 goals, and won the shootout for the Toros. Comes back to Landon Fleming in the Toros zone as we're underway. He slides it over to Mahler, gives it back to Fleming. Fleming whiffed on the pass, and now swivels it over to Billy Batten. Batten will chip it into the near corner. Crashing is, well, Gavin Reed chips it up near side. Pressed up on the half wall. Billy Batten fighting for the puck. Backel comes away with it. Backel across for Reed in the neutral ice. Reed's going to swing it around the boards. Comes up near side for Johnson. Johnson tips it back down below the goal. Backel is there. Comes up on the half wall. Billy Batten floats it up into the neutral ice. It's put down by Bryce Johnson. Johnson fires it around the board where Mazenko will greet the puck. It's left for Landon Fleming. Fleming will pause for the controlled breakout out of the Toros zone as the Toros make some substitutions. 19-12 to play in the first period, as now Fleming heads to the bench as he gave it to Huber Clark behind the net of Mazenko. Clark around for Ty James. James had his pass intercepted.
Good stick by Spence, takes that away.
Spencer gets it up to Small across the blue line near side. Small looking for a pass in through the slot, too far out in front of Gavin Middendorf. Wings take over far side, comes into the neutral ice, right back to the Toros. Huber Clark has it near side. Clark chips it down into the near corner, goes to chase. Cooper Anderson first to the puck, swings it around the boards. Gavin Middendorf tied up with Jibber Cole. It goes beyond the blue line. Ty James has it up against the wall. James will send it back down into the wing zone. Cooper Anderson gives it across to Briggs Orr. Orr looks up the ice too far out in front of Many Gray Horses. They are going to say Many Gray Horses got his stick on it. Will Mazenko holds on to the puck, and we're going to get a drop coming in the Toros defensive zone with, it should be 18:20 to go in the first period, but the clock is still running.
Toby!
So while we try and get that fixed, clock currently reads 18:04. They should put 16 more ticks back on the clock. Draw's going to be set up to the left of Mazenko. Mazenko's made one start against Aberdeen this year, came on November 15th, a 14-save shutout, his only shutout of the season. Draw comes out to the half wall. Toros get to it. Perreault goes off the hand of Jibber Cullen out of play, as Cole was the one to tap it out of play. Well, they're going to keep the draw down in the Toros' end.
Yeah, it was shot by a Toro player. Even though it deflected off a wing, it still stays in the Toro zone.
Lilson, then Sabulis in the circle. Sabulis joining this new line with Noah Gibbs and Braden Jacobs tonight. Toros get it up into the neutral ice. It's Gibbs looking up for Jacobs left side, floats one in through the slot. Jibber Cole picks up the puck. Cole gives it to Lilson, right back to Cole in on the left side. Goal driving in on the left wing, goes beyond the goal line, lost the puck, rings around near side for Safer. Safer sends it around behind the net. Centering pass out in front in the slot. No one home for the Wings, comes out to Grant Winkler. Winkler on the far side, moving around Jacobs. Jacobs a shove from behind. Winkler stands back up, turns it over to Adam Mahler. Mahler swings it across near side, too far in front of Sabulis. Safer will sweep it back into the Toro zone. Perreault to retrieve beyond the goal line, sends a long pass up, intercepted by Safer. Safer in on the right wing, shot, kick, save, goes out to Parker Newman off his skate. He gets it back, but then he lost it as the Wings send it back down to the blue line. Noah Gibbs retrieves, gives to Jack Edwards. Edwards lets it float into the near corner.
That was good rebound control by Will Mazenko. He kicked that out to start the Toro breakout.
It's Dane Ramirez now in the far corner. Jack Edwards will fire it around. Comes up to Landon Fleming at the near point. Fleming floats it down to the corner. It's going to come around the far side on the half wall. Ramirez there to greet the puck. It's chipped up into the air. Edwards now takes it back. Looking down for Ramirez. Goes beyond his stick and behind the goal. Across for Zemaitis. Zemaitis into Martin Gaudreau, who gets it up to Tishkevich. Tishkevich floats one into the slot. Whiffing was Gavin Reed on a bouncing puck. Now Parker Newman has space on the right side. Newman's going to dump it deep into the wing zone as his line will get a change. And Dane Ramirez to pressure on the forecheck. Yahala picks it up far side. Yahala on the right wing, fires a shot off the crossbar. Ramirez now sends it back around the boards. Puck will come up on the far half wall. Yahala's there. Yahala sends it up into the air, took a weird hop, and eventually it finds the glove of Willem Braun with 16:29 to play in the first period.
Better start for the Toros. Like I said, Will Mazenko with a good save early and the rebound control to kick that out to empty space and start the Toros up ice. If you, as a goaltender, if you can't hold on to the puck, the next best thing you can do is put it somewhere where your teammates can get it and get out of the zone.
Yahala and Johnson in the circle to the right of Braun. Yahala tackled down off the draw, as we saw that happen a lot last night. Bryce Johnson chips it up into neutral. Pitters has space on the right side, floats down beyond the goal line. Ty James gets his stick on it, gets it to O'Hanneson. Up the far side, Cooper Anderson puts it down on the half wall, but it's taken away by Yahala. Comes out toward the center of the ice. Hubert Clark will take it behind the net of Will Mazenko, and now he'll start up ice. Clark up into neutral, took a couple of tips, and they're going to wave off icing. Cooper Anderson gets down on it, takes it beyond the goal line, and leaves it behind the cage of Braun. Comes around far side now. McDonough gives it to Pitters. Pitters across the blue line, center of the ice. Fires a shot blocker save. Rebounds whiffed on. Yahala picks it up. Toros might have numbers the other way. Yahala on the right side. Yahala pauses. sends a pass, no one home for that one. Cooper Anderson
It hit a
has
skate.
it for the Wings. Anderson up to McDonough. McDonough swivels it around far side. This is going to be icing against the Aberdeen Wings with 15:28 to go in the first. Icing brought to you by Minot's Finest Collision Center as they'll bring the puck back down to the Wings' defensive zone.
I think if you're the Toros on that rush, you don't love the decision by Yohala to pull up and slow that play down. Toros had numbers, but the Wings were coming back aggressively. By pulling up and slowing it down, he let the Wings get back and break up the pass. Toros at a 3-on-1 that doesn't even result in a shot attempt.
And shots on goal now in favor of the Wings, just 3-2, 4 minutes and 32 seconds into the first period. Small in the circle with Lilsund. And it's one off to the half wall by the Wings. Winkler will send it around far side. Ian Spencer shovels it back down into the corner. Pass looking into the slot, intercepted by Grant Winkler. Winkler turns up into the neutral ice. Pass in front of Bulgakov. Clark picks it up, takes it behind Mizenko. Clark falls to his knees, still controls the puck. Ty James turns it over. Many Gray Horses scores. A turnover in the Toros zone leads to a Wings goal, and Aberdeen is on top 4 minutes and 54 seconds into this game.
An absolutely brutal defensive zone turnover. Right to Ryder Many Gray Horses, who's all alone in the middle of the ice. Will Mazenko gets hung out to dry by his defense on that one.
Many Gray Horses picks up his 11th goal of the season. Toros have it back. It's Perreault. Perreault sends it up the far side. Jochums to chase it down. Jochums in on the net. Save made by Braun. Jochums gets it back in the near corner. Jochums tried to go to his backhand there, down into the corner for Gibbs. Gibbs turning away, gets it up to the point for Perreault. Perreault lost it off his stick. Cleared by Many Gray Horses. Many Gray Horses on the right side. Centering pass, and it's not controlled by Jibber Cole. Goes out to the far corner. Perreault picks it up.
Good defense by Perreault to break that up.
Toros start up ice in neutral. It's Jochums, hands off to Gibbs. Gibbs floats it around the boards. Jochums trying to get there, can't get it on his stick. Coming up the ice is Zemaitis. Zemaitis, a pass into the body of Connor Toohey. Toohey takes it back into the Toros zone, slides it over to Landon Fleming. Fleming up the near side, fires one into traffic off a couple of sticks. Braun out to greet the puck, sends it around far side. Comes up into neutral and over for Zemaitis. Zemaitis across the blue line, near side into the right wing. Zemaitis, center of the ice, shovels one in, up off the glass. Martin Goodrow now in the corner. Will sweep one all the way across. Backdoor shot saved by Mizenko. And that one went right through the crease under. Mizenko comes up near side. Fleming now has it in the near corner. Fleming pushed off the puck by Tishkovich. Gets it around for Connor Toohey. Toohey hands it off to Middendorf. Middendorf sends a pass across into neutral for Ian Spencer. Spencer now turning back into the neutral ice and finds Gavin Middendorf on the right side. Middendorf had his pocket picked. And it goes back into the neutral ice. James over for Clark. Clark across the blue line, near side, leaves it for Ian Spencer. Spencer wires it around the board. Cooper Anderson got it to Martin Goodrow. Now up for Cade Moxham. Moxham will flip it down into the far corner, comes around behind Mizenko. Clark too far in front of Edwards. A long one-timer goes wide left of the cage. Now Backel looking inside, but it's intercepted. Up for Middendorf, and Middendorf will chip it out of the Toros zone.
I like this from Cody Campbell. After the goal, he did change defenseman, but then the next group out right away, Ty James and Hubert Clark.
Edwards, center of the ice, had it poked away, comes out near side for Backel. Backel had that one poked free by Chuck Owens. Edwards waiting at the blue line. Now he's forced to send it back into the Toros zone. Chuck Owens playing with his new line here tonight, along with Parker Newman and Jack Edwards, as Edwards tips that one, goes around the boards as the unit gets a change. Briggs Orr has it near side. Orr up for Bulgakov. Bulgakov a pass into the neutral ice. McDonough gets it to Pitters. Pitters on the right wing. Shot blocker save. Goes out far side. Picked up by Newman into Owens as the Toros are caught offside. And now Briggs Orr and Parker Newman are going at it. Up in the boards.
Going back to that earlier thought, though, it was Ty James and Hubert Clark who had the trouble in their defensive zone. Clark fell down, handed it off to Ty James, who was standing flat-footed, and eventually turned that puck over. I like that Cody Campbell and Tyler Ebner get them right back over the boards. Don't let them sit on the bench and dwell on it. Let them get back out, get a feel for the ice, and get another shift to get the mistake out of their head.
Straight back to Landon Fleming. Fleming in the neutral ice, retreats into the Toros zone, gives it across Connor Toohey. Toohey back to Fleming. Fleming surveying up the ice. Off the stick of Batten, it'll float down into the near corner. Yahala to chase it down beyond the goal line and hangs up on the goal line. Pitters trying to keep it on his stick. He can't, goes to Batten in this high slot. Shot blocked. McDonough picks it up far side. McDonough too far out in front of his intended target. Fleming finds Batten. Batten across right side, tries to shovel it into the slot. Fleming picks it up now on the left wing over to the half wall. Fleming had it knocked away. And now Toros take it right back, but it's given to Owen Pitters. Pitters up into the neutral ice. Toros able to poke it free, comes back for Nick Comfort. Comfort sends it off the far wall. Anderson finds Jibber Cole. Cole leaves a one-timer, save made. As Many Gray Horses was looking for his second, back up into the high slot. Comes out for Comfort, long one-timer, hit John Small, and ricochets to the far side. Up at the point is Anderson. Anderson sends one through, goes beyond the goal line, looking for a tip from Many Gray Horses. Fleming finds Batten. Batten near side is going to chip it down into the corner. Tishkovich first to the puck, will shovel it around near side for Many Gray Horses. It's picked up by Nick Comfort. Comfort flips it up into the air. Lilson puts it down with the stick. Shot! Goes up off the glass. Ian Spencer on the puck near side. Spencer into Middendorf across the blue line. Middendorf through defenders, can't find John Small. Grant Winkler, a long pass up the ice, is going to be tipped down into the Toros zone. Ty James to retrieve and takes it behind Mazenko as the Wings get a line change in. Up to Ian Spencer in neutral. Spencer across the blue line, passing over for Jockums. Jockums couldn't keep it on his stick. Small keeps it in at the line, but now the Wings are able to exit the zone. It's Cade Moxham racing in on the right side, turning in on the net. Centers a pass taken away by John Small. Small up the far side of the ice. Now up into neutral, will fire one in into the glove of Braun. Braun plays it down for Finn Safer. Safer goes behind for Grant Winkler after he whiffed on a pass up the ice. Fleming will take it back into the Toro zone. Fleming up the ice for Jockums, who's knocked to the ground. Fans wanted a call.
They will get one.
It's a delayed penalty.
Toros will go to the power play. Fans pretty much bullied the official into that call.
It's going to be a trip that'll go against, I think it's Grant Winkler that's going to skate over to the box, and it is. Toros go to the First Western Bank and Trust power play for the first time tonight.
22.78% on the power play. Fell to second in the league. The Wings 79.06 on the kill, improved to 28th in the league after last night's contest. We hit the media timeout as well, which means it's time for our Northern Century salute.
It's time for our Northern Century salute. Tonight, the Toros would like to salute First Lieutenant Joseph Dirks. First Lieutenant Dirks is a pilot in the 23rd Bomber Squadron at Minot Air Force Base. He was born and raised in Denver, Colorado, to an avid hockey family. Lieutenant Dirks has logged over 400 hours piloting high-performance military aircraft and has dropped nearly 12,000 pounds of high-explosive ordnance. In addition to his flying duties, Lieutenant Dirks is one of the 23rd Bomb Squadron's resource advisors, managing funds to ensure the squadron maintains combat readiness. Lieutenant Dirks was recognized as a group volunteer of the quarter for his exceptional commitment to volunteering, demonstrated through his engagement with key stakeholders and emphasizing the critical need for advocacy and support for the essential system advancements. During his free time, he enjoys a little stick and puck in his downtime. Toro fans, make some noise for First Lieutenant Joseph Dirks.
Evan Epstein and Ken Oda back here at the Pepsi Rink. Ken, before we went to break, you mentioned...
Time for our Mosquito Joe Pest of the game as well.
Thing to everyone.
Our Mosquito Joe Pest of the game, Cade Moxham, had a hat trick last night. Currently second on Aberdeen with 39. points.
Yahala in the circle. Yahala wins it back, gets up for Ian Spencer. Spencer across to Mahler at the point. Mahler finds Yahala. Toros set up. Looks to be an umbrella. Comes up Ian Spencer on the left wing. Spencer goes across for Yahala. Fires a shot blocker save from Braun. Comes to the near corner for Jack O'Hanneson. O'Hanneson up to Spencer across for Mahler. Mahler, a shot goes back off the boards. Comes down in play on the near half wall. Mahler puts it down to keep it in, but then it's sent down the ice by Sebastian Wilson. Mazenko leaves the puck. Toros 0 for 4 on the power play yesterday. Yahala up into the neutral ice across the blue line, gets it to O'Hanneson on the far side. O'Hanneson spins it off the wall, finds Yahala down to the goal line. Batten back to Yahala, finds Mahler, who keeps it in. Mahler off the stick of Moxham. Batten has it once again, gives it to O'Hanneson left wing, up to the point. Mahler back to O'Hanneson, one-timer goes wide right. Yahala gets it back on the far wall, pressed up by Moxham, and now the Wings are going to clear the puck down the ice.
Toro's got a few good looks
43.
early, but O'Hanneson probably had the best one and missed it wide.
Gavin Middendorf races up the ice as the Toros got a line change in, finds Fleming. Pass inside, shot! Can they clean it up? No, they can't.
A stop by Braun on two chances for Braden Jockums.
Braun spreading out with his body. If the Toros were going to get that one in, they had to elevate the puck, but it's difficult to do so from such close range. A fantastic sequence for Braun, as there's now just 30 seconds to go on the first Western Bank and Trust power play. Drop comes to the left of Braun. Jockums in the circle with Lilsund. Jockums gets it back up for Ty James. James goes down to the half wall, given back to James, up to Fleming at the point. Comes across Middendorf. Middendorf right back to Fleming. Down to the half wall, Gavin Middendorf. Middendorf skates over center of the ice, now turns back down toward the left. Middendorf up against the wall by himself, gives to Fleming. Fleming surveying on the half wall, fires one in, goes up into the air, and it's swatted away by Lilsund to the far corner. Wrapped around for Fleming, gets it to Middendorf as the Wings have come full strength. Middendorf loses it in toward the slot. Puck comes up for Bryce Johnson. Ty James gets his stick in there and turns it back to the neutral ice. Jockums and Bulgakov fighting. It's poked up to Middendorf on the right wing. Middendorf whiffed on a centering pass. Small picks it up far corner. Small's pass intercepted by Backel, gets it up to Moxham. Moxham up the center of the ice across the blue line left side, fires a shot into the glove of Will Mazenko with 7 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the first period.
Better look from the Toros on the power play so far tonight than we saw really most of last night, except for on the 5-on-3 when they had some decent puck movement, but ultimately a couple shot attempts missed wide, and the power play fizzles. The Toros still trailing by one here early.
And now the puck moved down in front of Will Mazenko. It's Yahala's line out on the ice for the Toros. Stays on the dot, and Perreault is able to sweep it back around the boards, comes into the near corner. Adam Mahler shovels it around, trying to find Batten, centering pass. Shot off the post and eventually covered up by Will Mazenko. Kevin Perreault.
It was not at all covered up by Will Mazenko. Toros catch a break, a quick whistle. That puck fell loose behind him. It went off the post and hit Mazenko in the back.
I think
he tried to sit down on top of it. Perreault did eventually cover it, but that was after the whistle went. It was such a quick whistle. Toros catch a break as the Wings were lurking. I believe it was Backel who was trying to find that loose change.
Yeah, Perreault was trying to put it under the body of Will Mazenko. Toros win it, comes back to Ty James. Up off the wall, shot fired in, tipped out in front. Up for Billy Batten near side. Batten gets to O'Hanneson in the neutral ice. O'Hanneson across the blue line. Up on the half wall, O'Hanneson sends one into the slot. Off the stick of Anderson. Anderson has it far corner, gets it to Backel. Up for Bryce Johnson. Johnson in on the left side. He's walled off. Backel back to the puck. looking for Moxham in the slot, turned away. Yahala now up into the neutral ice near side. Yahala works the puck down into the corner. Reed and Batting claw away at it. Stays down in the corner and eventually comes into the circle for Yahala. Yahala fires one in, blockered away by Braun. Comes out Cade Moxham far side. Moxham still in the wing zone. Will eventually pass it up, intercepted by Landon Fleming. Fleming across on the left side. Fleming spins back on the half wall, backhands one into the slot. Still loose right side, Owens shot.
Up and out of play off the goaltender. 5:57 left to go here. We're overdue for some social media check-ins. Whitney Long and the rest of the Longs tuned in Colorado. Kowitz family checking in from a packed Pepsi. It is a packed Pepsi rink tonight. Over 2,200 tickets sold. Sally B and the Chicago crew. Grandma and Papa Edwards with Uncle Kyle from Ottawa. Danny Held checking in from the Death Star. Not sure which one. Hopefully the second version. Well, I guess both get blown up. Betsy Patterson checking in from the Pepsi. John Kowitz.
Wings quickly clear the zone. It's going to go down on Will Mazenko, forced to play it and forced to cover it up as Leonid Bulgakov was bearing down on net. Good work by the Wings to force an offensive zone draw with 5:50 to go in the first period.
Paul and Susan Zilakowski in Deming, New Mexico. The Battens are in Phoenixville, Pennsylvania. Roz Funaro in Pittsburgh, PA. Aunt Dee and O'Hanny's dad watching on NATV. The Coreys checking in from the Pepsi rink. The Schwetts checking in from Houston, Texas. Mike and Dorothy Small are in Orland Park, Illinois. Eliza Clark in Norway House, Manitoba.
Wings get it back to Safer. Fires a shot into the stomach of Will Mazenko. Safer quickly getting one in off the draw. Just 2 seconds transpire. So we'll drop it again in the Toros zone. But the Toros are going to get a line change in.
5:48 left to go in the first. Toros trailing by 1. And a better start than last night. But like I joked at the top, it almost have to be by default, as disastrous as last night's opening was. But shots 9-6 in favor of the Wings. Goals 1-0 in favor of the Wings. For the Toros, you'd really like to pop one here before the horn.
Wins straight back for Reed. Quick shot from Comfort is blocked by Landon Fleming. Comfort pokes it back into the Toro zone. Pitters behind the goal. Pitters goes down to the ice as Sabulis is going to be called for the penalty. And hooking is going to be the call against Sabulis after he got Pitters down to the ice.
Important kill coming for the Toros here. We just went through the numbers. Already a period that's, again, not been favorable for them.
So the Toros...
A power play goal against here would be an absolute nightmare start once again.
Toros to the Papa John's PK for the first time this game. Quick shot gets blocked out beyond the goal line. Kevin Perot sends it around the boards where it's kept in by Gibber Cole down to Cade Moxham. Moxham, a pass across, comes up top now Graham Winkler. Winkler back down to the half wall for Luke Backel. Finds Gibber Cole near side, gives it up top of the zone. Whiffing on a shot, breakaway for Ian Spencer. Spencer's all alone right down Broadway. Spencer backhands it, saved by Braun. Spencer back on it. Puck comes around, kept in by John Small. Small in on the right wing, sends one in for Spencer. It's turned away to the far boards. Winkler's gonna slow it down in the wing zone after the short-handed opportunity for the Toros. Ian Spencer was all alone.
7 shorthanded goals against for the Wings. That ranks 24th in the 35-team league. Toros, 8 shorties. That's the 4th most for a penalty kill unit.
Pitters now hands it off to Bulgakov, gets it to the near point for Gavin Reed. Reed slides over Bulgakov, walks in down to the goal line, taken back and given to Bulgakov on the half wall. Bulgakov maybe looking for Pitters, but it was nowhere near him as the puck goes back down into the wing zone.
Pitters and Batten exchanging cross checks all the way up the ice as Batten was pressuring there.
Pitters turns back up the ice now for the Wings in on the right side, goes off Fleming, and Batten shovels it, but it's kept in by Gavin Reed at the far point. He sends it around. It's going to come up into the Near corner now on the half wall for Johnson. Gets it down to Pitters on the goal line. Pitters trying to turn away from Landon Fleming. Pitters sweeps one up to Gavin Reed at the top of the zone. Reed back over for Pitters on the right wing. Pitters fires one.
Blocked by Flem.
Comes across Bulgakov. Kicks it to his stick, and John Small now turns it away. Now Small has it all alone. Small. And he's turned away from the puck. John Small couldn't get a clean shot off as Leonid Bulgakov got back defensively.
It was a good defensive play by Bulgakov. He was probably right on the line, but I don't think he crossed it.
Zemaitis in on the right side. Mahler got back in good defensive position, gets sent around the boards. Near side, Martin Goodrow looking up for Orr, but Ian Spencer now got dumped by Briggs Orr. Cooper Anderson gets it up to Martin Goodrow across the blue line center of the ice. Shot gets blocked behind the goal line. Taken away by Jesse Yahala. Yahala gets it over to the center of the ice for Adam Mahler. Mahler's pass off the stick of Tishkovich and beyond the goal line. Briggs Orr gets to the puck, and now a penalty is going to come against the Aberdeen Wings.
Interference on Briggs Orr.
And the Toros will go to the First Western Bank and Trust power play for the second time this period. Toros had some good looks on the first power play, unable to convert, but both units had the puck in the wing zone for extended time. Both units got some shots in, as it'll be Ohannes, Billy Batten, Jesse Yahala, Adam Mahler, and Ian Spencer, that typical Toros first power play unit, out on the ice. .250 to play in period number 1. 2 minutes on the power play for the Toros. Yahala gets it straight back to Ian Spencer. Spencer takes a step toward the center of the ice, hands it to Ohannes. Ohannes down toward the half wall, spins, gets it back up for Adam Mahler. Mahler gets it to his stick, now gives to Ohannes. Ohannes behind the goal, Billy Batten. Batten goes up for Yahala on the far side. Back to Yahala, sends it to the goal line, Billy Batten. Batten onto the far half wall, gives to Yahala once again. Yahala skates in, shot, rebound, Ohannes scores! Jack Ohannes ties this game up at 1.
I believe Adam Mahler should have an assist as well. We'll get another look. Mahler fed it to the side, the shot came, and then Ohannes buried the rebound, so that should be the record for Adam Mahler. Most points in a season by a Toros defenseman, as he picks up point number 40 with the secondary assist on that goal.
And Ken, with Jesse Yahala and Jack Ohannes, how many times can you remember saying shot, rebound, score? You always see those two working hand in hand on opposite sides of the ice. One goes low, the rebound comes out to the other, and this time it was Jack Ohannes picking up the rebounds goal for the Toros. Faulty drop, so we'll do it again. 2:23 to play.
Bulgakov had encroached on the circle. So they're going to toss Pitters.
Stays in the circle. Pitters able to swivel it back into the wing zone.
To you by Northern Plains Equipment. Goal scored by number 7, Jack Ohannes, his 18th of the season. Assisting on the goal, number 10, Jesse Yahala, and number 34, Billy Batten.
Toros fans wanted a penalty as Middendorf was tripped up. Wings send it around the boards. Mazenko out to greet the puck, comes near side. Bulgakov's there on the half wall. He's now jammed up with Hubert Clark. Clark got good positioning there. Now Ty James walls off Pitters. Puck still behind the goal. John Small spins away from an Aberdeen wing and gets it to Ian Spencer on the near side. Kept in Bulgakov. Bulgakov a long shot, and it's snared by Will Mazenko with 1:34 to go. Mazenko has looked very good. That one goal given up, really not his fault.
Yeah, it was a turnover right in front to an unmarked Many Gray Horses, but 94 seconds left to go in the period. Toros have retaken the momentum. A few more fans checking in. The Palmers from Cozumel, Mexico, which I can think of a lot of things I'd rather be doing than listening to us if you're in Mexico. But hey, welcome aboard. And the Newmans checking in from Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Sabulis called off the draw. Jochums comes in. Lilsum wins it back. Quick shot, kick save from Mazenko. Comes out far side. Wrapped around up on the near half wall. Back down into the corner. No one played it. Went off the wall. Mahler has it. Gives it to Landon Fleming. Fleming flips it up into the air all the way down the ice. Reed plays the puck down behind the goal line. Reed will leave it into the far corner. Lilsum beats Noah Gibbs to the puck. Sends it up the far wall where Noah Gibbs pokes it free. Gibbs now loses it after he was walled off by Lilsum. 2-on-1 for the Wings. On the left side, it's Gibber Cole. Shot, score! Gibber Cole puts the Wings back on top with 60 seconds remaining in the first period.
Wings answer right back. And undo all the hard work.
And I still think that was a good defensive play from Landon Fleming. He almost cut off both the shot and the passing lane, but Cole was able to get off the shot and took it up over Will Mazenko. Comes back for Kevin Perreault. Perreault finds Yahala in the neutral ice. Yahala retreats down into the Toro zone. Yahala in across the blue line. Nick Comfort gets to the puck in the near corner. Comfort walled up by Billy Batten. Comes out for Gavin Reed. Reed turning away from Yahala. Now Ohanesen gets in there. Ohanesen looks like he is positioning on the puck, and Ohanesen does skate away with it. Ohanesen now hits the ice, and Ohanesen wanted to call, so did the fans. Comes up into the neutral ice across the blue line. Ty James turns it back into neutral. Jesse Yahala across the blue line. Yahala leaves for Billy Batten. Batten down into the far corner. Batten wrapping around the net. Batten gets it up to Kevin Perreault. Perreault lost it, but it stayed within the blue line, sends one wide and off the back wall. Cade Moxham and Jesse Yahala trapped up the puck. Just 5 seconds to go in the first period. Still on the half wall, and time will expire in period number 1. The Aberdeen Wings with a late goal to get back on top as they take a 2-1 lead into the first intermission.
Tough finish for the Toros, who had seemed to seize momentum. But the Wings go and get another one. This time on the rush. And suddenly the Toros are right back in a hole.
You look at shots on goal, they favor the Wings 12-10. Possession time has been pretty even between both sides. First goal Toros gave up came right off the turnover. Gave it right to Many Gray Horses in the slot all alone. And that mistake really the most critical, as the latter goal comes on a 2-on-1. It was a good shot from Gibber Cole, a good play.
Yeah.
And now Lauren
Here's
Hill is
Ohanesen
down on the ice with Jack Ohanesen.
Huge penalty kill to get the momentum back, and then you cash on the power play. What's the atmosphere like in the building tonight with the crowd being sold out?
Yeah, it's awesome. Definitely fun to play in front of, and definitely create some energy for us.
All right, and what do we have to do in the second period to get the lead here?
Just keep getting shots on net and wearing their D down. Just keep getting the puck deep and get on the forecheck.
Thank you, Jack.
That was Jack Ohanesen down with Lauren Hill as we hit the Four Bears Casino and Lodge intermission report. The Aberdeen Wings holding a 2-1 lead over the Minot Minotauros. Jack Ohanesen holds the period's lone goal for the Toros. Jesse Yahala and Billy Batten picking up assists on that goal, which pushes Billy Batten's point streak now to 8 games. As we take a look at the scoring, it was Ryder Many Gray Horses that got the Aberdeen Wings out to a 1-0 lead 4 minutes and 53 seconds into the first period. That was the turnover we talked about down in the Toros zone from the far corner. Many Gray Horses gets it all alone in the slot. So an unassisted goal for Many Gray Horses, his 11th of the season. And then for the Toros, with just 2 minutes and 34 seconds remaining in the period, Jesse Halla on the right side. Shot, kick, save comes right out to Jack O'Hanneson. And then O'Hanneson able to fire it in over Willem Braun. That tied the game up at 1. Then, with just 60 seconds remaining in the period, Jibber Cole on the breakaway 2-on-1. Jibber Cole took it himself, and he found the back of the net to give the Aberdeen Wings a 2-1 lead. And you don't usually see this, the Wings with 2 goals in the first period, both of them unassisted, as Jibber Cole took the puck away from the Toros and took it the length of the ice, doing it all by himself. Toros 2 power play opportunities in the first period. The Jack O'Hanneson goal did come on the power play, so they were 1 for 2 there, as that's where the Toros have looked the strongest tonight. It's been on the man advantage. Aberdeen has had just 1 power play. They were unable to convert. That was as Leo Sabulis went to the box for hooking. The 2 penalties against the Aberdeen Wings. Grant Winkler with tripping, 10 minutes and 21 seconds into the period, and Briggs Orr with interference, 17:08, as we send it back on down to the ice for Billet appreciation.
Been Billet since the inaugural season all the way back in 2011. Jamie is originally from Minot, and Laurel has called the Magic City home since 1991. They have 2 children, Brandon and Brett, and they have housed 28 players throughout their 14 years as Billets. They've also helped the Toros organization in a plethora of other ways throughout that time. When asked what their favorite part about being a Billet was, they said, the connections with the families. We have been to a couple of weddings for past players and have been invited to many more over the years. If you guys know the Hyatts, you know that they are a pillar of Toros hockey in this community. They will now receive a cookie bouquet from Cookies for You and a gift card for Marketplace Foods. Fans, let's hear it one more time for the Hyatts.
Billet's critical to this organization, and Hubert Clark with the Hyatts. Good to see there. As we hit the Forebears Casino and Lodge intermission report, we'll send you out to a quick commercial break. We'll come back with highlights from the first period and scores around the NAHL. Stay tuned.
Northwest Tire keeps you rolling down the road.
Being in business for over 25 years, we've learned a lot about why local matters. Those guys. We take pride in our tires and our Plus Plan guarantee to get the most out of your tire's lifespan. Of a size on all the sides, we strive to provide great value to our guests and lowest prices guaranteed.
Nicotine can harm brain development, which continues to about age 25. Know the risks. Visit ecigarettes.surgeongeneral.gov to learn more. This message is brought to you by the 1st District Health Unit and the Minot Minotauros.
Hello, everyone. Welcoming you back into the Pepsi rink here at Mesa Arena for the Four Bears Casino and Lodge Intermission report. The Aberdeen Wings hold a 2-1 lead over the Minot Minotauros at the first break after Gibber Cole gave the Wings the 2-1 advantage with just 60 seconds to go. As we take a look at highlights from the first period, starting it off, Toros turning the puck over in the far corner. Comes out into the neutral ice. Many gray horses. You see right there. No one in front of him. He fires it in, and the Wings get out to a 1-0 lead. On the power play for the Toros, it's Jesse Ahala walking in. Shot kick save. Ohana's in right there. Buries it over Willem Braun. That ties the game up at 1. With time trickling down in the period, Gibber Cole took the shot himself. You see the diving defensive play there from Landon Fleming. It was a good play, but Gibber Cole still able to get the shot off and able to get the Aberdeen Wings out to a 2-1 lead. Aberdeen leads the shots on goal tally 12-10. Toros 1 for 2 on the power play. Aberdeen Wings 0 for 1 on the power play. This has been a very back and forth game. You look at last night, the Wings 2 early goals. They took a 2-1 lead to the first intermission. But in last night's game, you'd say the Aberdeen Wings were in control of that first period. And really, yesterday's game was the first time that I've been here since January 1st where I would say that the Aberdeen Wings outskated the Toros and really outplayed the Toros for most of that game. Haven't seen that today, despite the fact that the Toros are still trailing by 1 at the first intermission. Toros have been keeping up with the Aberdeen Wings. They've been getting some good shots in on goal, and they've been productive offensively. It's just that turnover early in the game, which gave many gray horses the wide open shot. That has been the difference maker over the first 20 minutes of this game. We'll send you back to a quick commercial break, and we'll be back with scores around the NAHL here from the Pepsi rink at Mesa Arena. Stay tuned.
Honey, got some good news and some bad news.
Less tire keeps you rolling down the road.
It's true. The way we've always done it isn't always the best way.
Hello, everyone. Evan Epstein welcoming you back into the Pepsi Rink at Mesa Arena for the Four Bears Casino and Lodge. Intermission report, the Aberdeen Wings hold a 2-1 lead over the Minot Minotauros as we've reached the first intermission. Just about 5 minutes remain until puck drop in the second period. But let's run you through some scores around the Central Division, or not just the Central, around the NAHL. Rochester Junior Americans 3-0 victory over the Danbury Hat-Tricks. Johnstown Tomahawks a 5-3 win over the New Hampshire Mountain Kings. Amarillo Wranglers a 4-3 overtime win over the Oklahoma Warriors. Springfield Junior Blues up 3-1 over the Janesville Jets. Scratch that, that's a final. Maine Nordiques up 4-2 on the Maryland Black Bears. 14 minutes to play in the third period there. Elmira Aviators up 2-0 over the Philadelphia Rebels. 13:30 to go in the third period. Watertown Shamrocks up 3-1 on the Minnesota Mallards as they look to expand their lead, or not their lead, but the Shamrocks are in 7th place. The Mallards are in the basement. Shamrocks look to widen that margin. Here's the game Toros fans want to keep an eye on. The Bismarck Bobcats hold a 1-0 lead over the Austin Bruins. And speaking about that, we should probably update you folks on what has happened in the standings since last night's loss to the Wings. The Austin Bruins picked up a 1-0 victory over the Bismarck Bobcats. So the Bruins vaulted from 3rd place to 1st place in one night. Austin Bruins have 71 points. The Bismarck Bobcats have 70 points, and the Toros have shifted down to 3rd place at 69 points. St. Cloud Norsemen knotted with the North Iowa Bulls at 6 minutes to go in the second period. Minnesota Wilderness up 2-0 on the Wisconsin Wendigo. And as this thought gets to me, with the St. Cloud Norsemen and the Aberdeen Wings, last night we told you that the Aberdeen Wings were just 1 point back of 4th place and that final playoff spot. Well, that's actually not true. The Aberdeen Wings are 3 points back of the Norsemen and the final playoff spot. The Norsemen played a sneaky game against the North Iowa Bulls on Thursday. The vast majority of games we see are your routine Friday, Saturday games, but the Bulls and the Norsemen played one midweek, so the Norsemen have played one more game than the Wings, but they sit 3 points out in front of Aberdeen. And of course, that's what makes this series so critical for Aberdeen. They came out with a charge last night. Both sides have looked good here in the first period. Wings a 2-1 lead over the Toros right now at the first intermission. Still got to finish up some scores across the NAHL. New Mexico Ice Wolves up 2-1 over the El Paso Rhinos. Lone Star Brahmas and Colorado Grit are scoreless. And the Fairbanks Ice Dogs and Anchorage Wolverines are yet to drop the puck, as Ken Oda is back here on the headset as we have wrapped up our Four Bears Casino and Lodge intermission report and await the start of period number 2.
Toros need to find a way to hold on to momentum. That's been the biggest issue this weekend. Aside from the bad start last night, really, every time the Toros start to claw back, they shoot themselves in the foot, right? Toros had a better start tonight, then a bad defensive turnover, their own 1-0 hole. Toros tie it back up, and then a bad pinch, and it's a 2-on-1 the other way, and the Wings make them pay. So I think the Toros maybe need to find some of the desperation that the Wings are playing with right now. As the Toros, you're fairly comfortably in a playoff spot, but you don't want to fall out of the battle for the top 2 seeds. You don't want to start the playoffs as the 3 seed facing whoever loses the division between Bismarck and Austin on the road.
Yeah, Ken, without a doubt. And you started to touch on the difference between last night's game and tonight's game. Last night, you might say the Toros were outskated really throughout the game, but tonight it's been very back and forth, a much more even battle, despite the fact that we had the same score at the first intermission.
I still don't like the Toros at their own blue line tonight. I thought that was a major issue last night, and it's continued tonight. Toros have had several pucks where they could have gotten out of their own zone, and they've been trapped in.
Fleming gives it back to Mahler in the Toro zone. Mahler looking up for Ohanesen in the neutral ice. Swatted back into the Toro zone, but offsides is going to be called. Offsides brought to you by Affinity First Credit Union. Affinity First Federal Credit Union comes 8 seconds into the second period. So an early stoppage as they'll bring it back to the Pepsi logo. This time the Wings win the draw. Reed gets it over for Comfort. Comfort gets it up right side. Quick shot blocker save from Mazenko. Delayed penalty on the Toros as the Toros are going to go to the Papa John's PK just 18 seconds into the first period as Jesse Ahala skates to the box.
And another self-inflicted wound. The good news, Toros had multiple shorthanded opportunities last kill. Maybe they can replicate that.
Tripping was the call against Yahala. Draw comes to the right of Mazenko. Moxham and John Small in the circle. Eventually comes back out to the corner. Kevin Perreault swats it around before he hits the deck. Comes on the half wall for Many Gray Horses. Down to the goal line for Moxham. Moxham inside Many Gray Horses. Couldn't connect on the one-timer. Winkler goes back down to the far corner for Moxham. Sends it up the boards. It's kept momentarily. Now Ian Spencer pokes it free. And they're going to say it stayed in the Toro zone. Jibber Cole in on the right side. Cole, a shot comes out wide. Up on the near side, over to Many Gray Horses in the circle. Moxham wraps around into the far corner, leaves it behind the net. Many Gray Horses looking inside, gets up for Jibber Cole across the blue line. Back to Cole, through the legs of Spencer. Shot from Winkler, loose in the slot. Rebound as it comes out, and it's cleared down the ice by the Toros. Puck went on net. Braun forced to play it. 1 minute and 4 seconds remain on the penalty kill for the Toros. Wilson takes it across the blue line. He looks for Owen Pitters. Chuck Owens able to jam it free and send it down the ice to kill some more time off the Wings power play. Comes up near side Bulgakov. Bulgakov looks across Owen Pitters, across on the right side. Races in. Shot off the back of the net, looked like. Comes up, Bulgakov leaves to Pitters, back to Bulgakov far side. Bulgakov spins away from Billy Batten, down to the goal line, goes through the legs of Bryce Johnson into the near corner as it's cleared by Ty James. Toros race off the ice to get a line change in. Braun plays it down for Bryce Johnson. Adam Mahler recovers defensively. Good check there from Mahler. Puck down below the goal line. Comes around into the near corner for Adam Mahler. Mahler sends it all the way down the ice once again, just 7 seconds to go on the penalty kill. Comes up near side, Gavin Reed gets it to Bulgakov into the neutral ice. Toros come full strength. Bulgakov across the blue line on the left wing, spins on the half wall. Shovels one in toward the slot, intercepted by John Small. His pass too far out in front of Ian Spencer. Goes for icing, brought to you by Minot's Finest Collision Center. Comes with 17 minutes and 31 seconds to go in the second period.
Strong kill for the Toros. See if they can build off that.
They'll bring it to the left of Mizenko. Martin Goodrow in the circle for the Aberdeen Wings. Ian Spencer's going to go far side. John Small will take the face-off. Small wins it back. Swept right by Mizenko and back around the net. John Small off the near boards. Anderson keeps it in. Tishkevich, long shot, blocked in traffic. Martin Goodrow has it far side. Toro's able to poke it away. Wings take it right back. They'll retreat to the neutral ice. Yahala got a stick or a skate on it. Comes back into the Toro zone. Mahler had that one tipped by Tishkevich. Perot takes it back beyond the goal line. Off the skate of Mahler onto the far side. Yahala picks up the puck. Yahala into the neutral ice. Spinning through traffic. Mahler chips it up. Finds John Small. Small kicked away by Nick Comfort. Comes the other way for Martin Goodrow on the left side. Shot. Kevin Perot got in the way. Tishkevich gets it up to the half wall for Zemaitis. Zemaitis walks in. Shot from a tough angle goes off the side of the cage. Zemaitis back around far side. Leaves it in the corner for Winkler. Winkler sends one in through the slot. Now a shot from Anderson is loose and it gets knocked out to the far wall. Billy Batten spins away from trouble and will try and get it to Connor Toohey. Toohey up the near side into the neutral ice. Finally has some space. Toohey across the blue line, fires a shot. Rebounds in for Batten. Batten couldn't get one in on net. Batten backhands one in, turned over to Cade Moxham. Moxham up the neutral ice and chips it down into the near corner. Moxham gets to the puck, sweeps one across far side, comes up far point for Briggs Orr, sends it down. Shot blocked as Luke Backles back on the puck, gives it to Grant Winkler. Winkler sends it deep into the Toro zone. Yahala leaves for Billy Batten, gets it to Ohanesen near side. Ohanesen walled off by Bryce Johnson as now the Toros get the puck over for Landon Fleming. Flips it off far side. Billy Batten clears it into neutral. Briggs Orr there to dump it in. Mizenko can't get to the puck. Connor Toohey has it near side. Toohey looks up off the stick of Ohanesen. Rings around for Briggs Orr, Owen Pitters up near side. Pitters across the blue line. Leaves McDonough shot into the stomach of Will Mizenko with 15:26 to go in the second period, as Aberdeen has actually looked better after their power play.
Yeah, they've seized a bit of momentum here coming out of the lackluster power play. A few more social media check-ins. The Spencers are in New Lenox, Illinois. The Thompsons are in Florida. Sean Teskey's aboard. Kim Bartel checking in from Bozeman.
Pitters wins it back. Quick shot. Bulgakov kick save into the slot, and it's chipped up into the neutral ice. Good clear there. Looked like it was Chuck Owens to clear the puck. Pitters has it taken away. Jockums gets it back for Hubert Clark. Clark resets in the Toro zone. Now starts up the ice into neutral on the far side. He'll fire it around the boards. Willem Braun has it. Now lost it. Now he sends it high up off the boards, and it comes to Owen Pitters. Pitters 2-on-2. Sabulis from behind. Pitters hits the deck. Sent around the boards. Bulgakov in near side. Bulgakov walled off. Sabulis chipping away at the puck. Gets it to Owens over for Braden Jockums. Jockums up the left side of the ice across the blue line, and offsides is called against the Toros with 14:39 to play. And the second offsides brought to you by Affinity First Federal Credit Union.
Toros need to get something going offensively here. I understand the slow start to the period with being on the PK, but just one shot on goal.
To Aberdeen 7.
5 minutes and 21 seconds played.
Comes across for Cooper Anderson. Anderson up off the stick of Gibber Cole. Perot has it far corner, pressed up. Comes back around for Adam Mahler. Mahler starts up the ice. He finds Jesse Yahala on the far side. Yahala walled off by Lilson. Toros get it back into their own zone. Up for Parker Newman in the neutral ice. Newman flips it forward. Nick Comfort takes it back beyond the goal line. Gets tapped, turned over to Newman. Had it poked free out to the neutral ice. Kevin Perot tipped way up into the air. Lands in front of Willem Braun. Oh my God, Braun didn't see the puck as the Wings send it all the way down the ice. Toros win the race, and icing is called with 13:59 to go. That was almost one of the craziest goals I've ever seen.
Would not have been a goal, though, Toros were still offside when that landed in the blue paint. You can't score while you're offside, so it would have been waved off. And if you thought the fans were frustrated with the officials already this weekend, imagine if that had gone in.
Middendorf keeps it in at the near point, but it's quickly taken away by Cole. Ty James gets it back in the neutral ice. James able to send it down deep into the wing zone, comes around behind the net of Willem Braun. Icing called,
Nope,
though.
it's a hook.
Oh.
Ty James was trying to play that puck, and he got hooked.
That's Gibber Cole heading to the box for the Aberdeen Wings. 32 penalty minutes in 29 games. Add 2 more onto that as the Toros go to the First Western Bank and Trust power play, where they are 1 for 2. Billy Baden and Jesse Yahala picking up the assists on Jack O'Hannison's goal in the first period.
I did check during the intermission. It was Billy Batten, so it was not Adam Mahler. So Mahler's still looking for his 40th point this season.
And they're going to send Luke Backel off the faceoff. Seen a lot of delayed draws this weekend. So Cade Moxham comes in. Jesse Yahala still in the circle for the Toros. And Yahala wins it back, comes up far point over for Adam Mahler. Mahler sends it down to Yahala at the half wall. Yahala spins it into the corner, too far out in front of Billy Baden. Yahala back on the puck, comes around near side. Wings are going to clear it too far out in front of Cade Moxham. Moxham chases it down in the far corner, walled off by Adam Mahler. Jack O'Hannison comes to try and take it free, and Jesse Yahala skates up the ice with the puck. Yahala on the Pepsi logo, gives it to Ian Spencer right side. Spencer, ooh, they called offside. Spencer had kept it on the line. And that's right under us. That puck was on the blue line
And
the
it was
whole
going
time.
to be a fantastic scoring chance as we get another look.
And the replay confirms that.
A great play by Spence, and he feeds O'Hannison into the slot.
Bulgakov chases down the puck in the Toro zone. Bulgakov out in front, couldn't get to the puck for the shorthanded chance. Spencer swipes it back around for Jesse Yahala. Yahala now starts up the ice, 1:13 to go on the power play. Yahala in for O'Hannison on the right side. O'Hannison's going to send it around the boards. Billy Baden gets it far side. Baden down to the goal line. O'Hannison back up on the half wall. O'Hannison surveying, looking for a passing lane, finds Adam Mahler at the point. Shot into the glove of Willem Braun.
Spencer got away with a slash on Bulgakov. Although really, that's a rule I've long railed against. I think if you slash a guy and his stick breaks, it should be a penalty. If you slash his guy's stick and it falls out of his hand, I feel like that's on him. Be stronger.
Comes back for Ty James. James over to Landon Fleming at the point. Fleming down to the half wall. John Small back up to Fleming. Fleming over. Middendorf passed on the one-timer. Now fires a shot into the slot and into the glove of Willem Braun, looking for a tip out in front from a well-positioned Braden Jockums.
Toros getting good looks on the power play tonight. Obviously, one went in. Like to find another one here. 43 seconds left to do that.
Stays in the face-off circle. Comes out far side and up to the far point. Over Ty James. James walks in, gives it to the goal line, gets beyond John Small. Now pokes back once again beyond John Small. Small has it in the near corner. Sends a pass across Middendorf over in Fleming. Fleming shot through traffic. Bounces up and beyond the goal line.
I think it was Jockums who tipped that over the net.
James up near point, 18 seconds on the power play. Pass across backdoor, Middendorf slides one in, looking for Jochums in front of the net. Comes out far side. Johnson's able to clear the puck down the ice, as that should pretty much do it for the Wings penalty kill. Wings come full strength as James finds John Small up the far side. Jibbercole back out. It's flipped down deep into the Wings zone. Comes around the back of the net of Braun. Mahler keeps it in right point, looking for a tip from John Small. Out for Gavin Middendorf, far side. Middendorf turning. And now Middendorf walling off Owen Pitters. Comes for Billy Baden. Baden flips one over to Adam Mahler. Mahler gets it over right side. Fires a shot. Comes up off the boards. O'Hannesson wisely keeps it in. Gets it down to Jesse Yahala, who tries a shot.
Off the crossbar, I think.
Now flipped up into the air by Gavin Reed, put down in neutral by Perreault. Perreault knocks it to Yahala. Yahala across the blue line, finds O'Hannesson on the left wing. Shot goes just wide right of the cage. Mahler keeps it up at the right side, down to Billy Baden. Baden spins away from Nick Comfort, goes around for O'Hannesson. O'Hannesson looking in, up top for Kevin Perreault. Perreault's shot finds the glove of Willem Braun with 10:41 to play in the second period. Toros getting a lot of chances.
Tons of shots coming from the Toros since they got the power play. Periods total still 7-5 though in favor of the Wing. Make that 7-6 as they just tacked that last one on. So 5 shots since the Toros went up a man. That's continued now to even strength play. Taking a quick peek outside of the Mesa. Watertown 3-1 on the Mallards. Bobcats still leading 1-0 in Austin. In St. Cloud in North Iowa, they're even at aces.
Ramirez goes off the back wall, comes around far side, lands in Fleming. Thought about a one-timer. Fleming instead takes it back up to the top of the zone. Now shoots wide, comes inside. Parker Newman can't get it by Willem Braun. Joey Mugas sends it back around the wall. Far side, Martin Goodrow pressed up. Puck comes up on the wall as it gets poked back down into the corner. Ramirez, a big hit up into Joey Mugas. Now Hubert Clark has it. Clark gets it up to Landon Fleming, but a whistle blows.
Wings net came off as the Toros were going to work. I didn't see how the net came off. Pepsi Rink has the NHL style marsh pegs. So it's pretty hard to knock those nets off. This treated like an icing, so they're not allowed to take the media timeout either. Tired Wings trapped out there. Cody Campbell quickly counters with the John Small line.
Comes out far corner where it's taken away by Ian Spencer. Spencer on the half wall, and Middendorf now pressed up. Small comes over to help out. Small fires it around. It's going to come up for Connor Toohey. Toohey slides to Ian Spencer. Shot through traffic, comes out wide. Middendorf with Reed. Reed shoves Middendorf to the ground. Reed's on top of Middendorf. No call comes of it. Comes for Tishkovich. Tishkovich kicks to stick, and John Small takes it away. Small up into the neutral ice, finds Ian Spencer. Spencer across the blue line. Spencer turns, swats it down on the wall, and Grant Winkler now has it for the Wings. Winkler chips it up into the neutral ice, sent across for Ty James. James finds John Small. Small floats it into the near corner, comes around for Grant Winkler. Winkler gets it around far side as the Wings exit their zone. Sent in to the near corner in the Toros zone. Hubert Clark takes it. Clark with Moxham behind him. Clark can't get by Bryce Johnson out in the far corner, down to the goal line, out in front, and it stays in that spot for some time. No one saw the puck. Small gets it up for Middendorf. Middendorf will float it down to the, that's Chuck Owens out on the ice. Good call, Ken. As Winkler finds Moxham. Moxham falls to the ice, still keeps it on his stick. In for Backel. Shot tipped up into the netting, and now we will hit the media timeout with 8 minutes and 43 seconds to play in the second period.
Toros were furious not to get that call. Mindorf absolutely mugged in the corner. I believe it was Mugas who had him. Maybe it was Winkler. Either way, one of the two lost his stick, lost his glove, tackled Mindorf to the ground, and all of it went unwhistled.
Yeah, I think those would be your 3 indicators, right? That you probably should be getting a penalty coming. No call there. And a lot of action in the second period, but neither side has been able to cash in. Shots even, 7 shots on goal each. Aberdeen having the better opportunities early in the second period, and ever since the Toros went on the power play.
Shots now even 7 aside.
And that power play came off a Jibbercole hooking 6 minutes and 17 seconds into the period, and ever since then, that's when the Toros have taken over.
Yeah, every single shot on goal since then has belonged to the Toros. 5 of them to be exact. And it's not just the shots, but it is the sustained offensive zone pressure the Toros have had since that point.
Drop's going to come in the Toros zone to the right of Will Mazenko. Starting lines back out for both sides. Scratch that, the Pitters line did not start for the Wings. Starting line out for the Toros, it's Yahala's unit. Comes in, quick shot is squeezed by Will Mazenko. Mazenko ready for a quick shot off the draw. They tried to go 5-hole. Pitters and Yahala set to do it again in the same place. Right back to Mazenko, plays it behind the net. Comes around into the near corner. Yahala picks up the puck and shovels it, but it's kept in by McDonough. McDonough sends it around the boards. It's going to come for Landon Fleming. Fleming spinning away in the far corner. Fleming has some space. He fires it down the ice where it's put down by Grant Winkler. Winkler sends it back into the Toros zone. Fleming gets it up for Billy Baden into neutral. Baden flips it forward. Jesse Yahala. Yahala left wing. Yahala shot tipped up over the net and off the wall. Gets it back inside as Ohanesen was looking for Baden, but it's tipped away. Mahler in the neutral ice now. Mahler kicked the stick back for Landon Fleming. Fleming up off the wall, maybe off Grant Winkler and into the Toros bench with 7:59 to play.
Earlier in that sequence, Toros again had the puck in their zone and failed to get out of their zone, resulting in another 10 seconds of play in the defensive zone before they were able to get on the attack. And again, those defensive zone turnovers, we saw one bite the Toros to start this game. This one at least was more up near the blue line as opposed to right in front of the net.
Reed off the wall looking for Cole, goes beyond Cole and deep into the Toros zone. Hubert Clark on the puck for the Toros. Clark on the far wall will leave it back beyond the goal line for Ty James. James finds Middendorf near side. A dangerous pass into the center of the ice. Spencer collects into the neutral, but Finn Safer takes it back as that one finds the Toros bench once again, this time with 7:35 to play.
A big part of the Toros game is speed through the neutral zone. The way they're having trouble getting out of their own zone, it then takes that part of their game away.
Without a doubt. I mean, that's been a key for the Toros over the past couple of weeks now, even dating back to that Bismarck series. Deep into the wing zone, Gavin Reed lost it, comes around near side. Jibber Cole has a little bit of space, small retreats, and it comes up into the neutral ice past many gray horses. Lilson to chase it down in the near corner. Toros get it back up looking for Middendorf, chopped over center of the ice and sent down beyond the goal line. Jibber Cole has it on the far wall. Cole takes it beyond the goal line and sends a pass intercepted by Ian Spencer, but it's kept in. Yeah, I think that hit off a player on the Wings bench, I believe. Did you see it better than me, Ken?
Nope. It's North Dakota time. 7:01 left to go here in period number 2. Unfortunately, it's the team from South Dakota with the lead.
I know I've spent 2 months here, but I'm taking it that's the area code?
It is the area code for the entire state of North Dakota, 701. It's also the last 3 of the Minot zip code, 58701.
Newman on it near side up into the neutral ice where it's sent back in by Zemaitis. Comes around the boards. Adam Mahler to pick it up. Mahler gets it back down into the near corner for Perreault. Perreault looking for Parker Newman. Taken away and jammed up on the half wall. Cooper Anderson has it now. Anderson turned away by Jack Edwards. Edwards gets it to Mahler, who finds Dane Ramirez far side. Ramirez up into the neutral ice. Comes for Jack Edwards across the blue line. Shot blocker save. Edwards getting a sneaky shot in there as the puck comes back into the neutral ice. Picked up by Martin Goodrow in on the left side. Martin Goodrow stopping to try and get around Adam Mahler. Sends one in. Shot out of play. Off the blocker, it looked like, from Will Mazenko with 6:18 to go in the second period.
Toros seeing the Wings play well in transition. Ironically, both teams like to get out and run, so you see the skill plays off the rush for the Wings. That's their game as well, just like the Toros. I think the Toros, at least this season, have had a little bit more success with sustained offensive zone pressure as well, but this Wings team certainly dangerous.
Backel sends a pass in. Moxham's one-timer is blocked by Sabulis. Sabulis finds Chuck Owens off the skate of Jochums. Moxham takes it back into the wing zone, comes across for Grant Winkler. Winkler up the near side, finds Luke Backel. Backel takes it center of the ice, blocked by Connor Toohey. Backel back in the high slot. Pass up top, shot through traffic, and it's in. Took a tip out in front. It connected with Will Mazenko and got through as the Wings take a 3-1 lead with 5:46 to go in the second period.
Yeah, that one just fluttered through. It hit something out front.
Nick Comfort initially credited with the goal. It'll be his first of the season. Comfort 15 assists, no goals to this point, but that was goal number 1 for Comfort. Wings now hold a 2-goal lead over the Toros. Yahala up off the wall, gets by Ohanesen. Cooper Anderson back off the wall. Ty James takes it back into the Toro zone, finds Ohanesen in neutral. Ohanesen gets it to the stick of Yahala. Yahala had his pocket picked. Yahala trying to get it back, and Cooper Anderson gets the puck and fires it around the boards. Good work there from Anderson. Owen Pitters has it far side. Billy Batten takes it away. Batten finds Ohanesen in neutral. 3-on-2 if they hurry. Ohanesen into Yahala, center of the ice. High slot. Batten shot, kick, save out to the far wall. Good look there for Billy Batten. Yahala in the far corner, tied up with Owen Pitters. Comes around free to Batten with one-timer. A quick rebound is fallen on by Willem Braun with 5:02 to play.
Couple of good chances there for the Toros. But ultimately, they don't result in particularly challenging shots for Braun. Don't get me, I'm not trying to take anything away from Braun, who's played well, allowing just 1 on 20 shots, but I haven't seen him have to make many oh my goodness type saves either.
Spencer has it on the far half wall. Smalls one-timer kick save. There's a good one from Braun as the Wings clear down the ice. Kevin Perreault and Many Gray Horses gets there to wave off icing, but John Small able to poke it away, comes up for Jibber Cole. Middendorf gets back to the puck across Ian Spencer. Spencer stops on a dime down into the far corner. Cole picks it up. Cole spins away from Middendorf. Small tried to get in there as it comes around near side for Grant Winkler. Winkler sends it down the ice. Perreault wins the race against Many Gray Horses. This time, icing called against the Wings with 4:28 to go in the second period. Icing brought to you by Minot's Finest Collision Center.
Toros are going to come back with the Edwards, Ramirez, Newman line. They've generated a few chances.
Edwards in the circle. He's called off. Parker Newman comes in.
Excuse me.
Newman and Lilson. Lilson wins it straight back, but Edwards is tied up. Now Lilson sends it around, kept in by Landon Fleming. Trapped up behind the cage, and now Toros take it out on the stick of Dane Ramirez. Ramirez has it poked free. Newman intercepts the pass, sends one in on net, but it's covered up by Willem Braun. 4:08 to go in the second.
Good hard-working shift, but the shot, an eventual save, allow the Wings to get a change. Toros will counter with the Yohala line.
This line will try and cut the deficit back to 1. Toros really want to be within 1 as they go to the second intermission. And Bryce Johnson frustrated after he's called off the faceoff. Luke Backel comes in. Drop to the right of Willem Braun. Yohala and Backel receiving instructions as Backel wins it back, gets sent around, comes up on the near side. Big hit from Connor Toohey up into Cade Moxham. Puck free up into the neutral ice, though. Landon Fleming shovels it back into neutral. Moxham there to pick it up. Yohala kicks it forward. O'Hannison finds Yohala. Yohala in and chips it up into the Toros bench. If that was a foot over to the right, it would have stayed in play. But Lucas Fedin had to duck out of the way of that one.
You would think the goaltender would have snagged it just based on reflex.
Well, that would have been my reflex to drop down. Drop comes in the neutral ice. Yohala and Johnson stays on the dot, and then back for the Wings. Cooper Anderson in the wing zone. A pass up for Johnson out in front of his stick. He tips it up, but the Wings are going to be called offsides. Offsides brought to you by Affinity First Federal Credit Union, which will bring the face-off back out to the neutral ice. 3:44 to play here in period number 2.
Toros stay home next weekend. Minnesota Mallards come to the Mesa Arena. Still looking for their first win against the Toros. Games next Friday and Saturday at 7:35. Part of a long stretch of home games, 6 in a row on the Pepsi rink.
Some confusion with the Wings as McDonough skates back to the bench.
Well, the Wings are the road team, so they have to change first. Once they've completed their change, the Toros get to change. So now they're trying to sneak another change in.
Tishkovich back out on the ice, and McDonough will come back as well. They're going to call McDonough in to take the faceoff against John Small. Comes back for Cooper Anderson. Anderson floats it into the neutral ice. Hubert Clark bodying away is Ty James up the ice now into the near corner. Comes around behind the cage of Willem Braun. Gets sent back far side. Finds Tishkovich. Tishkovich up into the neutral ice on the right side. Across the blue line. Tishkovich right wing. Wires a shot. Blocked up to the boards. Left down beyond the goal line by McDonough. Pitters to chase after it, but John Small will leave it for Hubert Clark. Clark given space as the Wings will now make some changes. Clark starts up the ice. He finds Ian Spencer. Spencer couldn't keep it on his stick. And now a penalty against the Toros. Pass comes out in front. Gavin Reed will take it back into the neutral ice as Braun goes for the bench. Comfort back across for Reed. Reed resetting in the wing zone. Finds Comfort far side. Comfort up to McDonough. McDonough center of the ice. Leaves it for Cole near side. Cole across the blue line. Cole leaves it on the half wall up for Gavin Reed. Reed slides it across the blue line. Comfort down to the goal line as they play keep away. Gavin Reed slides it over. One-timer. Pitters into the, no. Comes around far side. Spencer puts it down, and that will draw the whistle with 2:31 to go in the second. That was the last thing the Toros were looking to do heading into the break, as they're going to have to kill yet another penalty.
The turnover by Spencer puts Clark in a tough spot. Probably the right move to just haul the wing down rather than give up the 2-on-0 rush.
Hooking the call against Huber Clark. Wings 0 for 2 on the power play so far today. Comes out to the half wall, up to Winkler at the near point. Winkler back down for Backel, sends a pass across into the slot, blocked out. Chuck Owens will shovel it all the way down the ice. Winkler up the near side where Owens takes it away. Owens in on the right side, leaves it up on the half wall where Jibber Cole is there. Cole hands it off to Backel. Backel in where Chuck Owens tips it once again. Comes around far side for Cade Moxham. Moxham down to the goal line, spins it up top for Jibber Cole. Cole a pass across, now up top. Winkler's one-timer off the wall. Comes back up for Jibber Cole. Cole finds Winkler. Winkler over Backel, shot. Blocker save out to the near corner. Backel back on the puck. Billy Baden, his stick is tied up with Tishkovich. Moxham takes it over center of the ice, leaves it right side for Jibber Cole. Cole sends one in, backdoor trying to find Backel. Tishkovich in on the left wing, off the glass. Comes up far side, Jibber Cole. Cole down to the half wall, Tishkovich up top, Winkler. Leaves it over far side. Cole looking to the back door, tipped away by Billy Baden. Backel will shovel it back around the boards. 40 seconds to go on the Papa John's PK. Tishkovich skates in right side, looking back door once again, but Baden able to put it down on his stick and clear the ice. What a play by Billy Baden.
An important play by Billy Baden. Toros penalty killers were gassed.
Grant Winkler starts up the ice. Bulgakov sends it far side. Final minute of play brought to you by Northern Plains Equipment. Bulgakov has it in the neutral ice. 16 seconds to go on the Papa John's PK. Bulgakov looks far side, finds Johnson on the half wall. Johnson surveying, sends one down to the goal line. Johnson has it back though, gets it to looking for Bulgakov, who now has the puck on his stick. Back to Bulgakov into Pitters. Pitters shot hugged by Will Mazenko as the Toros come full strength with 28.9 seconds to go in the second.
Good kill for the Toros. Even though they were pinned for a while, they didn't really give Aberdeen much. And that's okay. Puck possession for the attacking team isn't always everything. It's if your positioning really gives them nothing to shoot at, you'll live with that as a kill.
Martin Goodrow and John Small to the right of Will Mazenko. Stays in the circle into the corner. Mahler turns it around, but a shot quickly comes in from Anderson. Anderson looking for a tip out in front from Tishkovich. Gavin Reed off the wall to Tishkovich, who shovels it down into the Toro zone. 13 seconds to go. Landon Fleming sends one up the ice. Comes into the wing zone where Cooper Anderson flips it up. Fleming puts it down. Fleming crosses the blue line. 3 seconds. Middendorf sends a shot in, blockered away to the far side. Small sweeps one in, and the horn goes for period number 2. Adam Mahler grabbing his face.
After the whistle.
Not quite sure what happened there. Is I don't know where your eyes were, but my eyes were on.
I saw it happen. He got hit up high well after the whistle.
And so now Jack O'Hannes and Nick Comfort, Luke Backel and Ian Spencer are awaiting an explanation from Schumacher. And Adam Mahler wants an explanation as well, and rightfully so.
The officials are talking.
Spencer and Backel wait out on the ice. Spencer is contending that a stick got up into the face of Adam Mahler. We'll stick with you as the officials huddle. We're just waiting to hear what they have to say. Curious if we have a replay. Schumacher talking to both of the players.
Lauren will have Dane Ramirez on the bench.
Spencer and Backel seeming to laugh it off.
Let's go down to the bench.
Downtown, see what you can find. Put your face in someone's.
All right, Toros fans, I'm here with Dan Ramirez. You scored your first goal as a Toro last week. This is your first Farmers Union Insurance night. How awesome is the atmosphere in the building as we are sold out tonight?
Yeah, it's great. I think it's really loud in the crowd and just really gets the boys going when the fans are in it too.
All right, and what do we need to do to get back in this game tonight?
I think just keep doing what has been working for us, and if everyone's in it, then I think we're going to be able to put up a good fight in this third period.
Thank you, Dane.
That was Dane Ramirez with Lauren Hill. We never quite got an explanation on the call at the end of the period, but it looks like there's going to be no call as Game Center has not been updated. So we're back with the Forebears Casino and Lodge intermission report as we've hit the second intermission. The Aberdeen Wings with a 3-1 lead over the Minot Minotauros. Nick Comfort with the period's lone goal, which came 14 minutes and 14 seconds into the period. It'll be interesting to take a look at that goal to see whether it took a tip out in front. There's no assist that was listed on the Comfort goal because of all the chaos in front of the net. So we'll take a look at that later on in the Forebears Casino and Lodge intermission report as Chuck a Puck currently going on here in the Pepsi Rink at Mesa Arena. Hi, Kobe.
Hello, Evan. I just wanted to jump on, as I do from time to time. Just want to let the Toro fans who weren't able to make it tonight know that we are still the best fans in the NAHL by a mile. We sold out of those Farmers Union jerseys in 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
30 minutes. We hadn't even started warm-ups yet, and those 750 Farmers Union jerseys were gone. $2,000 cash raised and a ton of food. We got to get it all weighed out tomorrow, but just want to let the fans know who couldn't make it tonight. A, you're missing a good one. Hopefully we can bounce back here in the third, but B, best fans in the league by a mile. Appreciate you all. Even if you couldn't make it tonight, all the support, day in, day out, weekend in, weekend out. We love you guys, so just want to jump in with that.
That is absolutely fantastic to hear, Kobe. Like you said, $2,000 and a boatload of food that was donated by fans for the Farmers Union food drive as they picked up some American-themed Farmers Union insurance jerseys. A very cool design. And so, you know, good for everyone involved. The fans get to donate food, maybe donate a little bit of money. They pick up a very unique piece of Toro's merchandise. And, of course, you know, it's great for the community.
Evan, this is your first Farmers Union Insurance food drive night. What have your thoughts been overall?
I mean, I see all the jerseys out in the rink, and that's a good sign, right? Like you said, selling out in 30 minutes. And it seems like pretty much half of the fans here are sporting that Farmers Union jersey. You know, it's fantastic to see.
Yeah, no, that's what I love the most about Farmers Union Insurance Night is it doesn't matter if you show up and you may have just bought that Magic City replica a week or two ago. The second you get that Farmers Union jersey, you're swapping into it. It's one of my favorite traditions, honestly. One of the really the cooler things that we do. I know the Bobcats do it, the Wings do it, the Shamrocks are doing it this year, but we always blow them out of the water, and I feel like selling out in 30 minutes this year will be no different.
Yeah, absolutely. And Kobe, I don't know if you want to stay on, but while you're on the broadcast, got to ask you, Toros trail 3-1. It seems like they've kept up with the Wings tonight in a way that they didn't last night, but still down 2 with 20 minutes to play. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's honestly, for me right now, I mean, Braun's been playing great, but not a ton of traffic out net front. You know, he's got plenty of time to see the puck in. It's not going to be easy. This Aberdeen Wings team and Toros fans that have been around for a while know once Langer gets his system down, this team turns into a very tough team to beat. It seems like they got their system humming. They do it one way and one way only, but they do it better than anyone else that one specific way. So it's going to be greasy, but I think if we can get the crowd back into it, then maybe pop another one. And I don't know if we'll get it in regulation, but we just got to get 2 points any way possible at this point for sure.
Man, you sound like Cody Campbell here on the broadcast.
Yeah, Cody's wearing off on me a little too much, I think. But no, I mean, what are you thinking, Evan? As obviously you guys call it a little bit
follow it a little bit closer than me. I'm running in circles out here.
Yeah, I mean, I think the word you said that stuck out to me was momentum, right? The Toros have been unable to keep momentum all weekend long. They tie the game up at 1, but the Wings get out to a 2-1 lead before we head off to the first intermission, and the Wings keep the momentum throughout the second period. You look at last night's game, Toros, after falling behind 2-0, were able to tie the game up at 2, but then they quickly drop one, fall behind 3-2, give one up in the third period, and they can't capitalize on the energy last night from Middendorf's goal, which cut the deficit to 4-3. And so momentum's going to be the key here in the third period, and the question is, how can you get momentum right out of the gates as they drop the puck in period number 3? Well, want to thank Kobe Brault so much for coming on to the broadcast here in the Four Bears Casino and Lodge Intermission Report. We'll send you out to commercial, and we'll be back with highlights from period number 2 as well as scores around the NAHL. Stay tuned. Evan Epstein back here with the Forebears Casino and Lodge intermission report from the Pepsi Rink at Mesa Arena. We'll go through some scores around the NAHL in just a moment. All right, here we go. We already got you some finals earlier. Amarillo Wranglers, a 4-3 overtime win over the Oklahoma Warriors. Springfield Junior Blues up 3-1 on top of the Janesville Jets. Time has expired in the third period there. The Maine Nordiques up 4-3 on the Maryland Black Bears, and that's a final, actually. Elmira Aviators 3-0 win over the Philadelphia Rebels. Out in the Central Division, the Watertown Shamrocks on top 5-1 over the Minnesota Mallards. We saw it in person last week. Shamrocks playing some good hockey. They took one from the Toros, and time is actually just about to expire there in Watertown. It runs out on my screen. Shamrocks pick up a 5-1 win over the Mallards in the Central Division's two new additional teams this year. Bismarck Bobcats up 1-0 on the Austin Bruins, 3 minutes and 38 seconds to go in the third period. If you've listened to the broadcast, you know what I've said all weekend. No overtime is what the Toros are rooting for in that series. Want to avoid the extra point from being distributed to either side. The Austin Bruins currently in first with 71 points. Bobcats in second with 70 points. Toros in third with 69 points. If the Bobcats are able to hold on, they will leapfrog the Austin Bruins. And then if the Toros trail by 2. If this score stands, then the Toros would be 2 points back of the Austin Bruins. Bruins have also played one less game. If the Toros were to come back and pick up 2 points here tonight, then they would have the same number of points as the Austin Bruins. Toros would hold the tiebreaker, which would move them up into second place in the Central Division. And the Bismarck Bobcats just added on a goal with 3:06 to go in the third period. That's good news, as it looks like overtime will be avoided. So the Bobcats will go back up into first, 1 point in front of the Austin Bruins. Obviously, we still have 20 minutes to play here in the Pepsi Rink at Mesa Arena to find out what will happen with the Toros in the standings. But the North Iowa Bulls are up 3-1 over the St. Cloud Norsemen, which is good news if you happen to be an Aberdeen Wings fan. Although, if you are, I can't imagine that you're listening to this right now. But if you are, that's good news. Bulls up 3-1 with 9 minutes to go in the third period. Norsemen currently up 3 points on the Aberdeen Wings. If everything stands, Aberdeen would claw to 1 point back of St. Cloud, but St. Cloud has played one more game than Aberdeen has, so 1 point back, one game less. That's about even. All things considered, the Minnesota Wilderness a 2-1 lead over the Wisconsin Wendigo, 14 minutes to play in the third period there. New Mexico Ice Wolves up 2-1 over the El Paso Rhinos with 12:30 to go in the third. Colorado Grit up 3-2 over the Lone Star Brahmas after the Brahmas blew out the Grit yesterday. And the Fairbanks Ice Dogs in warm-up with the Anchorage Wolverines out in Alaska, as we'll send you back to a commercial break here on the Forebears Casino Forebears Casino and Lodge intermission report. We'll come back with highlights from the second period as well as puck drop for the third. Stick around.
To get the most out of your tire's lifespan. Size on all the sides? We strive to provide great value to our guests and lowest prices guaranteed.
e-cigarettes.surgeongeneral.gov to learn more. This message is brought to you by the 1st District Health Unit and the Minot Minotauros.
Evan Epstein and Ken Oda back here on the Four Bears Casino and Lodge intermission report as we're just a few minutes away from puck drop in the third period. Let's take a look at the highlights from the second period.
Nope, we got to look.
Nope.
Chuck a puck shot, Evan.
Good call, Ken. We're not going to take a look at the highlights, but while we're back on, let's discuss the action that occurred in the second period. Back and forth shots on goal.
Let's just take Lauren's mic.
That's okay, because your next shot is worth $276. That's also okay, because your last shot is worth $138. But your mom gets, or dad gets an oil change. Give it up for Sladen.
All right, Toro.
All right, now we're back here and can take a look at the action in the second period. Toros outshot the Wings by 1 in that period, 12-11. Shot on goal totals from the game favor the Wings, 23-22. The lone goal from the period was credited to Nick Comfort. It was a shot that was tipped through traffic. No assists were given out to the Wings as of now, as both sides skate back out onto the ice. Ken, I was talking with Kobe, and I think momentum is going to be the key for the Toros, like you said, as we came out of the second period.
Yeah.
Can they grab momentum early in the period, and then can they hold on to it?
Toros need a better start for sure than pretty much every period that's been played this weekend. Toros have started the period slow and then rallied. Down 2 with 20 minutes to play. You want to jump out. Ideally, you get one in the first 5 minutes, and it changes the complexion of the game significantly.
Adam Mahler is now talking with the officials, probably about the hit he took to the face at the end of the last period, and there was no call that was made. Mahler might be showing them the bruise on his chin that he received.
Either way, they can't retroactively call it. So he'll have to take more abuse if he wants to earn the Toros a power play.
Toros have had, both sides have had 3 power play opportunities so far. Toros converting on 1, Aberdeen 0 for 3. Drop in the circle, comes back for the Toros. Fleming in the Toro zone, slides it across Adam Mahler, back to Fleming. Fleming given space as Hill sends one up onto the stick of Bryce Johnson. Johnson across the blue line, fires a shot, blockered up to the glass. Comes far side, Gavin Reed couldn't keep it in. Mahler puts it down off the skate of Backel. Batten gives to Ohanesen on the left wing. Ohanesen shovels one in on the net, comes around far side for Adam Mahler. Mahler had it poked out of his skates. Moxham chips it up back into the neutral ice. Fleming will send it back down into the far corner. Bryce Johnson picks up the puck, leaves for Backel, who gets it to Nick Comfort near side. Comfort fires it around the boards. First to the puck, Leonid Bulgakov. Bulgakov taken away by Ty James. James up the near side, and James sends one in on net. Kick save comes to Briggs. Orr sends it around far side. John Small takes a hack at it, and it goes up into the netting with 19 minutes to play here in the third. Solid start to the period for the Toros.
But again, no real threatening chances towards the goaltender. Toros possess the puck, they get into the offensive zone, but then some relatively weak attempts thrown at Willem Braun.
Small and Pitters to take it to the left of Braun. Just 1 minute into the third period. Pitters is going to be called off. McDonough comes in. Gavin Middendorf in the shooting hole right behind John Small. Small wins it back, tap to Middendorf, tried the one-timer, couldn't connect, shot through traffic, rebound, and it's knocked away by Willem Braun. Sent back behind the goal, Cooper Anderson has it. Anderson working away from John Small, pass up far side, tapped over center of the ice for Owen Pitters. Pitters into neutral and across the blue line, sends his shot up off the glass, rings around far side, kept in at the point by Gibber Cole. Hubert Clark takes it now, center of the ice. Clark, a pass across, finds the stick of John Small. Small whiffed on the pass. Pitters takes it away. 2-on-1 emerging. Bulgakov on the left, gets it over for Gibber Cole. Cole looking back for Pitters. Couldn't find his stick. John Small turns the other way. Small in for Spencer. Spencer had it poked away. Puck comes back out into the neutral ice. Delayed penalty. And now a big fight between Bulgakov and a Toro. Bulgakov throwing hammers.
Small never attempted to fight, so he should not get a fighting penalty on this. And Bulgakov should be suspended for next Friday and be ejected for instigating.
Bulgakov dropped the gloves right away. John Small goes back to the bench. Bulgakov
He dropped the gloves and he chased John Small down and grabbed him from behind.
And they'll collect all the items after the yard sale out on the ice. John Small's jersey was ripped off. You saw him in pads out there. Now the officials talking with John Small. There's no way they're going to send Small to the box. They can't. He didn't do anything.
Unless it was for the initial hit that had Pitters down on the ice.
So we'll see what the call is. Small wiping his face-off down on the bench. And you see the replay here. Bulgakov is chasing down John Small. Small wants no part of it. Jack O'Hanneson and Luke Backel await the official word.
John Small was skating up the ice. Bulgakov grabbed him from behind and started punching him in the head. Bulgakov should have an instigator, a fight, and be done.
There's nothing to disagree with from what you're saying, right? It's pretty cut and dry.
Yeah.
Now the only question is,
again,
on
Small
the
may have
play,
a penalty
right.
on the initial play on Pitters. I'll be honest, I didn't see the hit. I didn't see how Pitters got hurt. I don't know if it was Small, maybe someone else. I have no idea. I did not see the contact with Pitters. I'm assuming it was Small because of the way Bulgakov chased after him.
And it looks like they are going to call a penalty on the Toros because Ian Spencer is upset. And John Small for slashing. This says that can't be right. This is saying a game misconduct for slashing on John Small.
Again, I can't. That is a penalty that's possible. I did not see the play, so I can't comment on it. And then, but Bulgakov should get the instigator as well.
We never had the replay of the initial hit from John Small, which is why we just don't know
well,
what
the puck was
happened.
up ice, so.
Bulgakov out of the box, and that means that he's tossed, and rightfully so. Bulgakov to the locker room, and John Small still on the bench of the Toros.
And now Small's leaving.
I think the officials just pointed off to the locker room, but Small is still being taken care of by our trainer, Meg.
Well, she'll go with him.
Yeah.
Still waiting on the full. That's definitely not the right call.
And I think, like we said, the puck was down the ice, the camera didn't get it, we didn't see it. But it's important to note that the Toros were surprised that John Small was tossed from this game. They did not think he was going to be heading to the locker room. Nonetheless, Bulgakov and Small back in the locker room as we resume action. 18-10 to go in the third period. Perot gets it up to Billy Batten in the neutral ice. Batten sends it over far side into the far corner. Jack O'Hanneson walling off his man. Jesse Yahala takes it, sends it up far point. Adam Mahler. Mahler fires a shot, comes around the far side for Kevin Perot. Perot floats it back around, hangs in the near corner for Jack O'Hanneson. O'Hanneson shovels it down for Batten. Batten turns it up on the half wall, looking into the center of the ice. Wilson clears out to neutral. Perot to Batten, and Batten will flip it down into the corner. It's quickly sent back into the neutral ice by the Wings. Mahler resets behind the net of Will Mazenko. Mahler gives to Perot. Perot up the near side of the ice, chips it down into the corner. Briggs Orr gets to the puck, backhands it around for Cooper Anderson. Gets it to Briggs Orr. Orr looking for Pitters. Out in front, shot, blocker, save. Good opportunity for Gavin Middendorf. Couldn't get it by Willem Braun. Many Gray Horses. Finds McDonough far side. McDonough chips it to the near corner where it's Ian Spencer starting up the ice. Spencer finds Edwards. Edwards across the blue line, rings it around the boards far side. Goes past Middendorf. Quick shot comes in. Rebound beyond the goal line. Wraparound score! Gavin Middendorf cuts the deficit to 1.
Toros pull within 1. Bring me down a little bit. As Middendorf gets on the board.
That's the second time we've seen that wraparound goal here at the Pepsi Rink.
To you by Northern Plains Equipment. Goal scored by number 17, Gavin Middendorf, his 25th of the season. Time of the goal, 3 minutes, 50.
Tishkovich sends the centering pass out in front of Mazenko, knocked beyond the goal line. Taken back by Zemaitis. Zemaitis hits the deck. Hubert Clark back on the puck, comes around for Ty James. James beyond the goal line as chance of Let's Go Toros ring out here at the Pepsi Rink. Up for Billy Batten. Batten gets across the blue line and had it poked away. Zemaitis to the puck on the near wall, sends it up to Hubert Clark in the neutral ice. Clark fires it around the board. Braun able to keep it on his stick as both sides will get some changes in. Zemaitis has it neutral ice. Ramirez ahead into Zemaitis. Sabulis takes the puck. Sabulis gets it down into the corner. Turned around by Winkler. Winkler looking for Zemaitis. Perot keeps it in at the point. Floats a shot in wide left. Comes up far side. Dane Ramirez across the blue line. Kevin Perot. Shot. Rebound down in front. Perot back on the puck. And it's now knocked beyond the blue line. Cade Moxham the other way. Moxham leaves for Bryce Johnson. Shot blocker save out to Sabulis. Sabulis in the far corner. Will wrap it around for Kevin Perot. Perot up the near side for Dane Ramirez. Ramirez looks across for Mahler.
Toros will get a power play here.
Mahler finds Dane Ramirez. Ramirez down into the corner, gets a shot in. Picked up by Landon Fleming in the far corner. Fleming getting worked on, and that'll draw the whistle, and now Parker
Now the Toros
Newman.
won't get a power play as Parker Newman buries a wing in the corner.
That's what you have to avoid, especially on the delayed penalty. You know that you're going on the power play. There's no need for that. Just let the wings touch the puck. Send it to a Toros power play. The signal
I
is
think
a
Newman
rough.
got a 2 and a 10 for this.
The 2 from Newman shows up as a check from behind. But like you said, there was a signal for misconduct. We'll still await for it to pop up in the official box score.
Also, the Bulgakov call was not body checking as it is in the box score. I'm sure that'll get corrected. It was actually for being the aggressor.
Toros do have an extra forward today in Chuck Owens. That's because Jordan Gibbs is a scratch. And
so matching checking from behinds on Newman and Johnson. So we'll go 4 aside.
I think we're going to play 5 aside. Wings have 5 men out there.
Maybe, yeah, we will go 5 aside.
Toros with 5 as well. Edwards line out there. No, Edwards
is taking Small's spot as Small was sent off.
Comfort up off the stick of Many Gray Horses, floats down into the near quarter. Jibber Cole gets to the puck, tied up with Ty James. On the half wall, taken back by Lilson. Lilson pass back door.
Play.
Sent back on the right side. Ian Spencer takes it away. Spencer has space up the center of the ice. Wings back on defense though. Finds Jack Edwards near side. Edwards takes it behind the goal line. Off the skate of Comfort. Spencer back on the puck. Fires a shot. Gets blocked. Knocked out to the neutral ice. Many Gray Horses kicked his stick. Now keeps it on the logo. Sends it back across. Goes outside the blue line. And there's the whistle for offsides against Aberdeen, as then Lilsund dumped.
Ran Spencer after the whistle. That was no different than what Parker Newman just did. And Spencer just got teed up.
And Spencer is asking what he did. And now fans are realizing, like you said,
Spencer got teed up because he tapped his stick when he got up. And now the Toros are going to have to try and make this comeback attempt without John Small or Ian Spencer.
I mean, you wonder if he said anything. If he just tapped his stick, that seems to be a little bit of a quick trigger. Now Billy Batten is looking back for an explanation. Drop will come in the neutral ice. That's a big loss for the Toros. Spencer in the box for 10 minutes, just 14:20 to go here in the third period as fans are letting it fly with
That
the
was
horns.
an offside play.
Offside brought to you by Affinity First Federal Credit Union. It'll come back out to the neutral ice, and now you look, John Small and Ian Spencer gone. Spencer will come back for the final 4 minutes and 20 seconds or so. But that first line is now mashed together. It's Gavin Middendorf, Jack Edwards, and we'll see.
Yeah, I imagine Chuck Owens.
Right. And now that extra skater is going to come into play. Yahala wins it back for Landon Fleming in the Toro zone. Fleming skates back, has space up in the high slot in the Toro zone, starts forward. Fleming up into the neutral ice, almost lost it, fires it around the near side. Willem Braun out to get the puck. Braun leaves it for Anderson. Anderson, puck comes across far side, Jack McDonough. McDonough from the center line, floats one in. Comes around near side, Fleming has it. Fleming shovels it back behind for Connor Toohey. Toohey goes up the ice too far in front of Jesse Holla. Briggs Orr has it, or retreats into the wing zone off the stick of Pitters. Billy Batten takes it now far side. Batten racing in, tries to find O'Hanneson. McDonough sends it back up far side. It's Jesse Yahala. Yahala, a move to his right. Yahala blocked, and the puck goes out of play with 13:27 to go here in the third period.
I imagine we'll see a lot of that Yohala, Batten, O'Hanneson line with Small gone for the night and Spencer still having 9 minutes left to serve in the box.
So now Middendorf's out on the ice. So let's see who's with
He's
him.
got Edwards and Ramirez.
We'll see how this line plays. Kevin Perreault and Adam Mahler up top. $13:27 to play, and Edwards moved off the draw. You see much there, Ken? Middendorf skates in to take it. Comes out to the half wall, swatted around by Grant Winkler. Winkler finds Safer. Safer up the near side, picked off by Dane Ramirez. Swatted down to Jack Edwards. Comes back instead for Safer. Ramirez takes it away down to the goal line. Ramirez wrapping around, pass in through the slot. Taken away by Ryder Many Gray Horses. Many Gray Horses across the blue line through the legs of Perreault. Tapped away by Will Mazenko into the near corner. Edwards takes the puck and sends it around for Kevin Perreault. Perreault shovels it far side. Now comes back up near side, Jack Edwards. Edwards dumps it around. Winkler first to it, taps it back into the near corner. Edwards, pass intercepted by Many Gray Horses. In for Lilson. Lilson across, Gibber Cole. Cole can't get around Ty James. Puck stays there. Middendorf across near side for Dane Ramirez. Ramirez dumps it in as it comes around the boards. Gavin Reed backhands it for Nick Comfort. Comfort up to Zemaitis. Zemaitis pushed into the wall. Noah Gibbs will fire it around. Braun leaves it back near side for Zemaitis. Noah Gibbs, a lot of speed out on the ice as he came off the bench. Ty James takes it back, sends to Huber Clark in the Toro zone. Clark off the stick of Gibbs, finds Sabulis. Sabulis, shot goes out wide. Hits the board, says now the Wings might have a 3-on-2 if they hurry. Tishkovich around on the left side, shot too high off the glass, comes for Nick Comfort. Comfort will send it back around the boards. In the near corner, Ty James. James getting worked by Tishkovich. Sabulis now on top of Zemaitis as Clark picks up the puck. Braden Jochums fighting for the puck with Martin Goodrow. Tishkovich comes in there and gets it down around the boards. James has space. He leaves for Hubert Clark. Clark on the control breakout now for the Toros. Zemaitis right in front of Will Mazenko. Near corner, Ty James. James flips it up down the ice, and now it's O'Hanneson scores! Jack O'Hanneson ties
What
this
a
game
pass!
up.
What a pass to Spring O'Hanneson. And the active North American Hockey League point leader gets his second of the night.
And initially you were wondering if that was going to go beyond the goal line, but Clark knew O'Hanneson was racing down the ice, found the stick of O'Hanneson, and this game is knotted up at 3. Backel across the blue line onto his stick. Billy Batten comes the other way. Go! Batten leaves for Yahala. Yahala fires a shot off the glove of Willem Braun. Comes around near side, gets by Connor Toohey, floats down the ice. Mazenko plays it. Mazenko leaves it behind his cage for Toohey. Toohey starts up the ice over Jesse Yahala. Yahala in the neutral ice, pressed up by Moxham. Comes down Billy Batten. Batten drives in left side. Batten shot saved. Rebound. O'Hanneson couldn't clean it up for the hat trick. Billy Batten shovels one in, through in the slot, still loose, poked out into the circle. Cade Moxham will exit the zone for the Wings. Moxham up the right side, leaves for Gavin Reed. Reed walks in, fires wide right as it's no one at the far point for the Aberdeen Wings. Lilsund will fire it back in, comes down wide left of the net. Far side, Gibber Cole crashing on the puck, wrapping around. Gibber Cole fires tough angle, rebound out in front as Yahala takes it back. Yahala tried to send it down the ice, penalty coming.
Yahala just got chopped in the face.
Or they're gonna say, and a broken stick off that. Here's the call.
High stick, who are they taking?
Sebastian Lilsund is being walked to the box. Toros to the First Western Bank and Trust power play after tying this game up at 3. 10 minutes and 9 seconds remain. What a huge turn of events.
Now the Toros did ice the puck, so the draw will not be in the offensive zone.
And now you wonder what the first power play unit looks like for the Toros with Ian Spencer in the box and John Small,
who's on the second unit, also not available.
Jesse Yahala, Billy Baden, Gavin Middendorf comes in, Jack Ohanesen with Adam Mahler. One back to Ohanesen. Ohanesen leaves for Mahler, takes it behind the cage of Mazenko. Mahler lost it momentarily, sends it around far side for Ohanesen. Ohanesen behind Mazenko, starts up the ice. Jack Ohanesen up into the neutral ice, now takes it in, far side. Ohanesen brings it around the boards. Yahala crashing in, Yahala takes it away. Comes far side, Middendorf, back to Middendorf on the right wing, walks in, shot out in the slot, poked to the near boards. 90 seconds to go on the power play as Backel just dumped Ohanesen in the near quarter, comes around left for Cade Moxham. Moxham with space to exit the wing zone. 1-on-3. Moxham fires a shot. Mazenko holds on. And they'll play on as Mazenko put it down for Adam Mahler. Back to Mahler. Mahler finds Jesse Yahala. Yahala kicks it to his stick. Across off the far wall. No one there for the Toros as Lilsund fires down the ice. Mahler kicks it out of midair. Yahala takes it back into the Toros zone. Yahala now retreating as he begins forward. Yahala finds Gavin Middendorf. Middendorf sends one into the near corner. Briggs Orr sends one up, kept in at the near point by Landon Fleming. Comes back into neutral for Ty James. James retreats behind the net of Mazenko. 40 seconds to go on the power play for the Toros. Ty James starts forward. James leaves it for Sabulis, drops it off to Landon Fleming. Fleming dumps it in around the boards. Jochums and Orr crash on the far side. Sent back around by the Aberdeen Wings. Landon Fleming wasn't up at the near point. Comes around for Will Mazenko. 18 seconds to go on the power play. It's left for Fleming. Fleming starts the charge. Gives it, comes right back for Fleming. Fleming across the blue line. Sends a shot into the glove of Willem Braun with 5 seconds to go on the man advantage. And that's going to let the Toros set up a play off the faceoff.
8:13 left. Toros have seized all of the momentum in this one. Shots on goal this period, 10-3 in favor of the Toros. And I'm going to speculate a little bit. Maybe some of this had to do with, we talked about the Toros looking a little disinterested at times. An angry Toros team showing themselves to be a dangerous Toros team.
Up to Kevin Perreault. Perreault rings it around the boards. Baden gets to the puck. Baden behind the net. Baden gets it to Ohanesen. Ohanesen near corner gets it up for Kevin Perreault. Perreault across the blue line finds Mahler. Wings have come full strength as it's back to Mahler over Perreault. Perreault sends a shot tipped up against the glass. Comes around far side. Lilsund backhands it, blocked. Baden, Ohanesen, shot saved! Near side, Ohanesen, a big hit up into the glass. Puck sits in the corner. Billy Baden gets it into Ohanesen. And Gavin Reed takes it back. Reed clears it down the ice. Mahler keeps it on his stick, slides it over to Kevin Perreault. Perreault up for Jesse Yahala, center of the ice. Yahala takes a whack at it, Comes back into neutral for Gavin Middendorf. Middendorf spinning back in the Toros zone. Now sends it up off the stick of Jack Edwards.
Too many. Too many men. On who? Too many men on the Toros.
Fleming's getting the explanation now. And so Jack Edwards will take the penalty for the Toros as he joins Ian Spencer and Parker Newman in a crowded penalty box. 7:15 to play as the Wings now have the power play.
Some of that, the Toros line's in a little bit of a blender with two forwards out, right? So trying to organize line changes with new teammates mid-game, a little bit more of a challenge.
A couple players fall to the ice off the draw. The whistle blows. Chuck Owens is saying that he was tackled to the ground, which he was. You've seen this all weekend long. That's how the Wings play it off the face-off. They try and take down their opponents, take them out of play, and then take advantage from there. 1:56 to go on the Papa John's PK for the Toros. Comes back Jibber Cole. Shot gets blocked out to the near corner. Many Gray Horses wrapping around behind the net. Many Gray Horses. Sends it up to Winkler. One-timer from Cole. Shot blocked out. It was off his teammate. Friendly fire from Jibber Cole. Winkler keeps it in at the point. Someone lost their stick. It's Chuck Owens now. Batten intercepts the pass. Batten had it poked out to the near boards. Batten is just going to chip it around. 1:24 to go on the Wings power play. Winkler gives it to Backel up the ice, but it's poked free by Dane Ramirez. Ramirez now presses Backel up into the boards. Aggressive kill from the Toros. Many Gray Horses across the blue line. Johnson in for Backel, poked away by O'Hanison. O'Hanison draws the penalty. Man, what a game this has been from Jack O'Hanison, as we'll go 4-on-4 for 1:05, and then the Toros will have an abbreviated 55-second power play.
Fantastic work on the kill by O'Hanny. Ends the Wing power play.
It's the Wings captain Luke Backel who's in the box, slashing the call.
It'll be Batten, Owens, Fleming, and Mahler.
And this is part of the time where you really wish you had Ian Spencer in the game with time ticking down. He'll come out in about 2 minutes. Owens to take the draw against Zemaitis. Owens gets it back, but Fleming's not there. It floats down the ice. The race is on. Mahler gets to the puck before Tishkevich can. Mahler takes it around the back of the cage. Tishkevich getting his stick in there. Mahler able to skate free of Tishkevich. Mahler takes it back behind the cage of Mazenko with the power play coming up for the Toros. Killing time, not necessarily a bad thing. Fleming starts up the ice across the blue line on the right side, taken away by Zemaitis. Batten takes it right back. Fleming pass up into neutral, finds Adam Mahler. Toros forced to retreat. Tishkevich over for Winkler. Winkler across the blue line. Winkler turns it around near side, sends one in. Adam Mahler picks it off. Given to Batten. Batten across on the near side. Billy Batten working his way in toward the slot. Had it poked free by Nick Comfort, but Chuck Owens is there to take it. Owens now far side. Owens taking it toward the center of the ice. Steering over to the left side. He'll send it around the boards. Winkler fires it out of the zone. Billy Batten on the puck. Jack Edwards back out on the ice. Middendorf in on the left side. Off the stick of O'Hanison and kept in by Adam Mahler. Mahler pass across Middendorf. Middendorf pass backside and shoveled in down to the goal line for Mahler. Middendorf back over center of the ice. Middendorf leaves Yahala. Yahala shot. Rebounds out right side. Middendorf wraps around and the puck floats beyond the blue line back into the neutral ice. 27 seconds remain on the man advantage. It's Jesse Yahala moving around Adam Mahler. Yahala, far side, had it taken away. Comfort will clear the puck down the ice for Will Mazenko. 10 seconds. Now 10 seconds to go on the Toros power play.
Love to see Ohani get a third here.
Yahala across the blue line. Yahala chips it down into the corner. Anderson first to the puck. Floats free near side. Ramirez back to it. Anderson takes it right back for the Wings. Anderson knocked down by Ohanesen. Hubert Clark in the Toros zone. Ian Spencer's going to come out of the box at the next whistle. Briggs Orr chases it down in the near corner. Sends it around for Cooper Anderson. Taken away by Chuck Owens far side. Owens shovels it back around to the near side. Briggs Orr sends it up. Kept in. Landon Fleming. Shot goes off Bryce Johnson. Fleming takes it back. Gives to Hubert Clark. Clark in the Toro zone. Now up into neutral. Pass tipped by Jack Edwards. Floats down beyond the goal line. Anderson sends it around through the skates. And a long shot tipped out in front by Chuck Owens. Comes back. Anderson gets it over for Cade Moxham. Moxham goes through his legs. Anderson taps it back. 3:25 to play. Worked up for Backel. Backel into the neutral ice. Backel shovels one deep into the Toro zone. Mazenko will leave it for Connor Toohey. Toohey begins up ice for Noah Gibbs. Gibbs off the stick of Sabulis floats into the wing zone. Gavin Reed back behind the net and comes up far side. Taken away by Gibber Cole. Cole too far in front of many great horses. Perot gets there. Perot shovels it back around for Toohey. Toohey finds Sabulis in the Toro zone. Up ahead for Jockums. Jockums gets it across the blue line. Offsides called against the Toros. Brought to you by Affinity First Federal Credit Union. Ian Spencer and Parker Newman both exit hockey jail with 2 minutes and 50 seconds to go in the third, which gives the Toros some much needed reinforcements. Braden Jockums was furious with the offsides call. Yahala, Baden, Ohanesen out on the ice for the Toros. Spencer sure to come off with his unit once this side leaves. Tishkovich across the blue line, centers a pass in, gets poked out to the wall. Coming around now is Owen Pitters. Pitters can't find the puck. Yahala picks it up, slides it over to Ohanesen. Ohanesen floats one into the neutral ice. Baden and Comfort to chase it down. Comfort takes it down behind the net of Braun. Comes around far side. Beyond the stretch to out Yahala. Tishkovich left wing slides one in front of Owen Pitters. Pitters back to it. Now McDonough gets a shot in, and Will Mazenko was ready.
That's a big save for Mazenko. He hasn't had to make one, it seems like, in nearly a year.
Mazenko gave a short rebound, but quickly fell on the puck. 2:16 to play in the third period.
That is the first shot on goal credited to Aberdeen in 8 minutes. And it's just their third of the period.
Ian Spencer back out on the ice with Jack Edwards and Gavin Middendorf. Edwards and Backel in the circle. And they're going to call Edwards off the draw. Spencer comes in to take it. Comes up for Gavin Reed as Moxham is fallen on by Ty James. Down into the near corner, comes around for Hubert Clark. Clark stops on a dime, but it's poked out. Backel tried a one-timer. Spencer prevented him from getting a shot off. Hubert Clark gets it in for Ty James. James up the near boards, chips it to the neutral ice where it's sent back into the Toro zone. Hubert Clark takes it. Clark sends it up off the glass. Spencer on the puck now, shovels one in, turns it over to Bryce Johnson. Finds Luke Backel. Backel shot kick save from Mazenko. Mazenko showing up big as the Toros clear out to neutral. Gavin Reed finds Moxham. Moxham shovels it around. Mazenko out to greet the puck. 90 seconds remain in regulation. Hubert Clark maneuvering his way up the ice, finds Gavin Middendorf. Middendorf, it's chopped down over Ian Spencer. Shot goes out wide right. On the far side, Lil Sunt will race up the ice. Lilsund across the blue line, and the whistle blows. Adam Mahler and Sebastian Lilsund exchanging words, but offsides appears to be the call.
It was, and good restraint by the Toros. Normally when you see a player shoot the puck that late after an offside, he gets jumped. And Adam Mahler, normally a guy who would do it, but smartly did not want to put the Toros shorthanded with 1:14 to play in a tie game.
They'll bring the faceoff to the neutral ice, and it's Yahala and Lilsund. Yahala, now it's Batten who swats it back to Landon Fleming across Adam Mahler in the Toro zone. Mahler leaves it for Fleming once again. Fleming up for Billy Batten. Batten across the blue line near side. Batten going to work down in the corner. Billy Batten able to spin it down around the boards. O'Hanneson takes it behind the goal. Left far side for Jesse Yahala, gets it up. Mahler kicks it to keep it in. Down on the half wall. O'Hanneson and Lilsund working on the puck. Yahala now takes position and gives to Mahler. Mahler back across for Yahala. Yahala swivels it down. Cooper Anderson has it behind the net of Braun. Many Gray Horses can't clear the zone. O'Hanneson keeps it in. O'Hanneson looks for Batten on the goal line. Batten drives inside, out in front. Puck is still loose and it floats to the near corner. Many Gray Horses skates out of the wing zone, and the puck's gonna float down beyond the goal line. 12 seconds to go. Mahler sends it around. It'll greet Ian Spencer near side. 6 seconds to go. Puck sent back into the Toro zone. This game's headed for overtime. The Toros come back from a 2-goal deficit to tie it up, and we'll play on 3-on-3 hockey to see who will pick up 2 points.
The good news, the Toros, after the Bobcats win tonight, at least now will stay within 2 points of the Bobcats, 1 point of Austin. Can pull back even with Austin, and within 1 point of Bismarck if they can pick up the extra point tonight. St. Cloud lost in regulation, so the Wings will pull within 2 of St. Cloud. Have a chance to pull within 3. No, they're down 3 right now, so they're pulling within 2 of St. Cloud. A chance to get back within 1 of the Norsemen if the Wings can get the extra point. Of course, Toros fans hoping that does not happen.
And as we play 3-on-3 hockey, the man everyone is watching on the ice is Jack O'Hanneson. O'Hanneson already with 2 goals this game. Could he be looking for the winner? Usually it's Mahler, O'Hanneson, and either Batten or Yahala to start out on the ice in overtime. Mazenko will skate back to his cage as both sides continue to huddle up on the bench. We'll see who comes over the wall. Spencer and Edwards stand out on the ice. As we'll see who comes out, but this has been an absolute thriller to this point. The Toros at one point looked dead in the water.
I was going to say, it took the Toros 5 periods of hockey to wake up, and I don't know if it was the Wings or the officials that eventually did wake them up, but this group certainly looked like their usual motivated selves here in the 3rd period. And whether it was the Wings or the officials that did the waking, it was the Wings who paid the price.
It was Gavin Middendorf who got the energy back into this building. The wraparound goal for Middendorf.
Well, remember that goal came right after John Small got jumped and then ejected.
And then O'Hanneson tying it up at 3 as 56 seconds remains until we drop the puck in OT. Middendorf, Spencer, and Mahler to start overtime for the Toros. Or those are the 3 men out on the ice, at least for now. For the Aberdeen Wings, it's Luke Backel, Cade Moxham, and Gavin Reed. 3-on-3 hockey. If it's scoreless for 5 minutes, we'll go to a shootout. Spencer and Bacco
Toros
in the circle.
Are 1-1 in overtime, 2-0 in shootouts. The Wings 3-1 in overtime, 1-0 in shootouts.
Spencer wins it back for Mahler over to Middendorf. Faceoffs, ultra, just so much more important in overtime. Middendorf races up the ice. Middendorf across the blue line, pokes one in, played by Braun. Braun has to shovel it back around, gets it to Gavin Reed. Reed looks for Moxham as Moxham's now given space to start up the ice. Moxham turns away in the wing zone. Here comes Moxham up the center of the ice, across the blue line. Moxham drives in on the net. Moxham can't get it by Mazenko.
Big blocker save for Mazenko.
Out in front, Gavin Reed whiffs. Reed gets it back in the high slot, works around to the left wing and takes it back. Gives it to Pitters. Pitters shot into the glove of Will Mazenko. Owen Pitters, after coming onto the ice, found a shooting lane, but Mazenko comes up big.
.4:15 left in this overtime.
And now it's Jack O'Hannison and Jesse Yahala on the ice with Landon Fleming. Pitters takes the faceoff for the Wings. He has Tishkovich right behind him and Grant Winkler over to his left. For the Toros, Fleming straight behind. Yahala to take the draw. No, Yahala's now waved off. O'Hannison comes in. Yahala moves toward the center of the ice on the hash marks. Comes out straight to the half wall. Who's going to control the puck? Fleming going to work. Back around. Coming to help is Yahala. Gets poked up as Yahala is tied up with Tishkovich. Yahala takes it. 2-on-1. Yahala on the right. Yahala stops. O'Hannison scores!
Hat-trick goal!
Jack O'Hannison ends it! That's your game. That's your hat trick. O'Hannison. Wins it for the Toros. Wow. How fun was that? Jack O'Hannison with the overtime winner and the hat trick. My goodness. What a game for Jack O'Hannison, providing the fuel for the Toros to come back from a 2-goal deficit. O'Hannison, 3 of the 4, Middendorf the other, and O'Hannison with the overtime winner from the left wing.
What a finish.
The game with 3 assists. Number 10, Jesse Yahala. And the Liberty Tax second star of the game with a goal, Gavin Middendorf. And your Liberty Tax first star of the game with the hat trick, number 7, Jack O'Hannison.
Well, what more can you say about that one?
An instant classic.
We talked about this Toros team sleepwalking at times, defensive zone turnovers, looking at times a little disinterested. They certainly turned that around in the third period, and I think maybe, like I said in that overtime, whether it was the officials or the Wings that woke the Toros up, someone definitely did, and the Wings paid the price. It cost them a point tonight, and it keeps the Toros within striking distance of the top of the division.
I mean, Ken, we're at a loss for words here, right? Like, you think about that game, like you said, the jump start that the Toros got in the third period. Middendorf's wraparound goal gets the energy back into the building. O'Hanneson, a fan favorite here at the Pepsi Rink, ties it up, and then, I don't know, what more can you ask for? An O'Hanneson overtime winner to secure the hat trick. You couldn't have asked for a better game. It wasn't the start to the weekend the Toros were looking for, but I guarantee you they're heading back to the locker room absolutely thrilled.
Yeah, that's the kind of win that you can certainly turn into momentum as well. As we get a look, there's the goal that made it a 2-goal game. That just took a weird deflection off some traffic. But now here's the third period.
Comes around, Middendorf takes it. Middendorf immediately knew that Braun was out of position. The hockey IQ that Gavin Middendorf possesses is just so impressive. And now this is the puck floated down from Hubert Clark that O'Hanneson finishes off.
And that gets us to overtime when who else? I don't know how they leave O'Hanny that open. The active points leader in the North American Hockey League. He is, no player in this league has more points in this league right now over the course of their career. How do you leave that guy that wide open in overtime?
You know, I think we have to credit Jesse Yahala. We talked earlier in the game about how Yahala stopped on a dime on a breakout and maybe he should have kept forward. But there, it was absolutely the right move as both defenders had got back defensively. And by stopping, that opens up O'Hanneson on the left wing. A brilliant play, a brilliant assist, and O'Hanneson finishes it off.
Yeah, and O'Hanny, I have to look. He's over 50 career goals right now, or in his career now, and that's not something a lot of guys in this league have done. I believe, even though it's a 50-year-old league, I want to say it's something like 80-something guys. I'm pulling it up. Only 185 players in the 50-year history of this league have scored 50 career goals. O'Hanny gets 3 more tonight. What more can you say about the career Jack O'Hanneson has had in the North American Hockey League?
It's been incredible, and O'Hanneson now up to 20 goals on the season. He had 54 points coming into tonight's game. You look at that line, which has just been dominant. Coming into tonight's game, every one of those players had 54 points. O'Hanneson picks up 3. We'll see who assisted the Gavin Middendorf goal. It was Spencer and Tui. Yahala picks up the assist at the end, and he also had the primary assist on the first. Yahala picks up 2 assists. Batten, the assist on the first. So everyone on that line getting on the board tonight as the Toros take home a 4-3 victory.
Yeah, and we talked about it last night as well. Given where the teams are in the standings, you don't so much mind giving up the extra point to the Wings if it means you get 2.
All right, Ken, it looks like that will do it for us here from the Pepsi Rink. We had an absolute thriller. The Toros take down the Aberdeen Wings 4-3 in overtime. Jack O'Hanneson picks up the hat trick on the overtime winner, sends the Toros fans happy, puts the Toros back into second place, an instant classic. For Ken Oda, Lauren Hill, Grace Sandy, Kobe Brawl, everyone here in the press box, I'm Evan Epstein signing off one last time from the Pepsi Rink at Mesa Arena. Hopefully this game already made your night fantastic, but hopefully it stays that way and you have a great rest of your night.